Welcome back to high school basketball on Comcast. Tonight, it's the game of the year in the East Bay as the San Ramon Wolves host the Monte Vista Mustangs. Dan Wall and Tony Schultz is always here on Comcast. And Tony, you couldn't ask for anything more than this tonight here, a sold-out gymnasium. The winner gets the league championship, and they get the #1 berth next week as they head on to the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot on the line, Dan, and there's great rivalries in sports. So many teams going up against each other, but in this area, it's this rivalry right here, and you can tell by this crowd, a sold-out gymnasium.
Should be a great game. For Monte Vista, we've heard a lot about Corey Higgins, of course, the son of Rod Higgins. He's a junior. He's a great player. And tonight his talents will be out here on this floor in front of this sold-out crowd.
Yeah, nearly 20 points a game, Dan. Could run the floor, a multifaceted offense. And the last time these two teams met, he hit the big shot in the waning seconds.
San Ramon has a great player as well. Brandon Adams can leap out of the gym. One of the best players in the area as well.
Yeah, we'll probably see him dunk tonight. He can run the floor. A lot of things going on for him. Nearly 20-point-a-game average as well. He's the guy the Monte Vista has to stop.
Monte Vista won the first meeting 50-47 back on February 1st. The winner tonight gets the EBAL championship. We'll be back with all the action on Comcast after this.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader, the person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
If you dump your oil, tempers boil, it ends up in the bay. Oh, smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Don't want your oil to choke us, you're in focus, your neighbors just might say. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Well, it's not fun to pay a big fine for polluting our water supply. No, it's not fun to talk to police as the neighbors walk on by. So now you're reeling, how's the wallet feeling? A big fine you're gonna pay. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people.
Rocco's!
A part of your community.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th Hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, no-bust 21 blackjack, lowball, high-low splits, pie-gow, and provide keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday beginning at 5:30 p.m., it's a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner-take-all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m., and Sunday at 9 a.m. is the NFL ticket on all the 14 TVs. And come play in the Sunday no-limit Texas Hold'em tournament. That's the 19th hole behind the post office in Antioch. There are two types of airsoft players, the well-equipped and the targets. GamePod Combat Airsoft provides one of the largest selections of airsoft inventory in the U.S. From beginners to advanced players, GamePod has it all, specializing in competition-grade airsoft guns and accessories, tactical gear, BDUs, hydration systems, accessories, night vision, and the all-new Raptor fast attack vehicles. GamePod, where the elite will meet. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. The prize wheel spins weekly with great prizes. The Prize Patrol, promotional events, and other activities happen monthly with great giveaways and prizes. Check out the Brendan Theater website for more information and great savings ideas. Enjoy the movie. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazay invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best of the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazay. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
Dan Wall, Tony Schultz with Matt Bollinger and our great Comcast crew here tonight at a jam-packed San Ramon Valley High School Gymnasium. It's a great atmosphere tonight, Tony. A little bit off the cuff, really. It's almost in the riot stage so far.
I mean, there is not a seat to be had. There's not a parking space to be had, Dan. And the temperature in this place with all the bodies in it are 20 degrees hotter than it normally would be.
Hope you enjoyed that soccer game that we showed you earlier tonight.
Yes.
You were there, Tony. A little bit about that 2-1 Monte Vista victory.
B.J. Burns came up with some great saves late in that ball game, and that's when the game was most exciting. It looked like De La Salle was going to tie that game a couple of different times. Burns came up with save after save, and it was the Monte Vista defense that made the difference.
And on this side of the hill, on the Concord side of the hill, we'll have the championship game, which you're going to call. If you're watching on Saturday night, Tony will be out there doing that game, Richmond versus Monte Vista, and a time to be determined in the East County side, of course. Next week we'll have a playoff basketball game for you. So we're going to kind of waiting to see what they're going to do here. On the schedule it said national anthem. It may be starters. We'll wait and see and kind of play along with the gym. Not that we could move and go ask anyone at this point, Tony.
If you go back down to the floor, Dan, you're not coming back up.
They're having a little bit. There's a shot of the gym as you see the graphic. Sunday, February 26th at 3:30, and then replay next week. The Monte Vista Richmond North Coast Section Division I final. Now next Friday night we plan on taping a basketball game. We could see one of these two teams because San Ramon is now a Division I team in basketball.
Yes.
The winner, I mentioned earlier, they don't get an automatic #1 seed, they get the automatic lead seed. Here's the starting lineup for Monte Vista. Ryan Whalen, we remember him from the football season. Ben Wilson, #4. #20 is Mike Cavalli. #32 is Corey Higgins. And #33 is Mike McFarland. For head coach Bill Powers in his 8th season, assisted by James Bowling. The Mustangs are 19-6. 10-1 in the EBAL. They beat Amador 65-43 on Wednesday night, and they're the #5 team in the Contra Costa Times High School poll. And now for the host Wolves. They're coached by John Rayner in his 19th year here at San Ramon, his 30th year overall as a head coach out of USF and the San Francisco high school educational system. And they are, as I mentioned, the reigning North Coast Section Division II champions. They won that title over Clayton Valley last year. Here's Joey Fuca, and I just want to please pronounce that right, Tony. Thank you.
Fuca.
Yes. I don't want the FCC to call. Mike Odravenak is #10. He gets the start at the other guard spot. And then Mike Carrick. They actually have a 3-guard set. Carrick, we remember from last year, is a great slasher and scorer.
And the other forward is senior standing 6'4".
#44 is Stephen Tappan. Now both coaches say they have a workhorse. McFarland is the workhorse for Monte Vista. Tappan is the workhorse for San Ramon. And here's the big man, Brandon Adams, 18 points a game, 13 rebounds, can leap out of the gym, and we might see a spectacular move or two out of him tonight, Tony.
Especially if he gets into the open floor, Dan, or he can take his chance to go outside to inside.
San Ramon is they lost the earlier meeting at Monte Vista, and they beat California 59-28 on Wednesday night. And now it's time for tonight's national anthem. We'll get ready for that. We'll send it down to the floor right now.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors and star-spangled banner yet
The national anthem from San Ramon Valley High School. Here's a look at the starting lineup so you can see the years and heights. Whalen, Wilson, Cavalli, Higgins, and McFarland. You see 3 seniors in the starting lineup for the Monte Vista Mustangs. Higgins, of course, the big man there. And for San Ramon, they also have 3 seniors. And you can see them, Fuka, Odrabanak, Carrick, Adams, and Tappan. And we mentioned Brandon Adams is a great leaper. Both teams have up-tempo offenses, like they get out and run. They both play man-to-man defense. They're really mirror images of each other and located so close together. It's kind of amazing when you consider that fact, Tony.
Yeah, and very close as far as talent level goes, very close as far as record goes. And as you said, Dan, a lot of similarities between these two clubs.
Dave Bitar, Willie Bell, and Stan Golson. 3 refs tonight, and don't forget the Comcast Game of the Week is only seen on your Comcast Local Origination channel. So this one should be a great one. All the Monte Vista fans are on the far side of the gym, and there's a good look at them. A lot of black and red over there, and then, of course, the green and gold of San Ramon. San Ramon comes out in the home whites. Little green and gold trim. Adams will jump center against McFarland, and Monte Vista in the traveling black with the red and white trim. Should be a great one, Tony. Our final regular season basketball game as we get ready for the big playoffs that start next week.
And what a way to start, because this is like a playoff game in and of itself.
Adams wins the tip, and we're underway. Fuka runs the show for San Ramon. He's the point guard, guarded by Whalen. Monte Vista starts in a man defense. This is Tappan. We saw Tappan, Adams, and Carrick all last year, as well as Odrabanak. That's Odrabanak. He had a big game the other night. We'll tell you about that in a second. Carrick slashes down the paint, misses that shot, and a 2-on-2 quickly. Higgins will pull up and fire from 20 and hits. Higgins averages 20 a game. He had 26 against Amador the other night in a victory.
Easy in transition, but still the closeout by the Wolves was pretty good, but Higgins still able to knock down the jump shot.
Just a junior, being recruited by many teams in the West Coast Conference for next year, and that shot's missed as well. It's very warm in here. It depends on a lot of factors tonight. The gym, the crowd, the heat, the coaching, just about everything comes into play tonight, Tony.
Well, you figure the Wolves might come out and have a little bit of a tough start, and both teams might have that a lot of nerves going on, but the Wolves have proven to be a resilient team. Even when they get down, they're still able to overcome their mistakes and win ball games.
Higgins is on fire. A 3-pointer. He has all 5, and it's 5-0. Just a minute and 7 seconds into the ball game. Last year, San Ramon had the big man, Omer Samhan, who's now at St. Mary's. He was going to go to UCF, ended up at St. Mary's. Here's Tappan inside, and he traveled. It's a nice scoop shot, but he took too many steps.
Yeah, no basket that time. Took one giant step and then put the foot down on the floor one more time before he let the ball go.
Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria is our sponsor for the first 4 minutes of the first quarter. Thanks for the crew meal tonight, guys. The pepperoni pizza, as always, spectacular, just like the setting for tonight's ball game. 5-0 Monte Vista, minute and a half into the ball game. Ben Wilson with the ball to Whalen. Whalen tries to post up Fuka, turnaround 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Cavalli to a slashing Higgins from about 5. He misses, and Adams pulls the rebound.
Well, Higgins finally missed. That time very Very close that time, Dan. Still 2 out of 3 so far from the field. And we saw his range. And before too long, we'll get a real good look at his athleticism as we have a foul.
Carrick is fouled on the play on his way to the bucket. Carrick is another good scorer, a slasher, and a great defensive player, averaging 13 points a game. He had 10 in the win over California on Wednesday night. He'll go to the line. The foul was on Higgins, his first personal. His father, Rod, is in the crowd tonight up against, you can probably see him in that picture if you knew where to look, but he's up against the far wall into the scoreboard. Of course, the general manager of the Warriors, who played at Fresno State, played in the NBA with the Chicago Bulls and the Golden State Warriors, among others.
Yeah, and back in the days when the Warriors used to actually make the playoffs.
That's a good point,
Quite
Tony,
a long time
and a
ago.
sore point with most of the basketball fans here, but we have a nice basketball setting tonight here at San Ramon as both free throws are made by Carrick, and it's 5-2.
You talked about Higgins, Dan, 3-year varsity starter, all league last year. And in that last game against San Ramon that we mentioned in the open, 9 seconds to go, he hit the big 3-point shot. All right, with 2 seconds on the shot clock, that proved to be the difference.
Don't forget to check out www.gameofweek.com. Visit our website for schedule, highlights, news, and more. One thing that Coach Powers from Monte Vista likes about his team is their size. San Ramon actually matches up pretty good with them size-wise. But they are a very big team. We don't see a lot of teams that big. 4 of their guys are 6'4" or taller.
Some good help defense here by San Ramon, forcing the ball to go back outside a couple of different times, Dan.
And Cavalli is forced to take a long 3, and Adams, as you can see, his wingspan is incredible as he goes up above the Monte Vista player to get the rebound.
There's a basket on the other end, but the play before, Dan, he went right over Mike McFarland to take that rebound away when McFarland had great position to get that rebound and couldn't do it.
That was Fuka with the basket, 5-4, inside to Wilson. Wilson, little turnaround, uses the glass nicely and makes it 7-4 with that bucket. Ben Wilson is an energy kind of guy, and they mentioned that he might guard Carrick, but he actually is guarding Odrabinic to start the ball game. 5 minutes left in the first quarter, 7-4 Monte Vista on the road. Here's Adams, his first shot, misses, short, tipped out of the hands of Cavalli and into the hands of Higgins. Higgins' little crossover there, guarded by Carrick, their best defensive player. Slow it down a little bit here. This gym is absolutely jam-packed when you consider all of us as we see a double dribble out there, Tony, all the cheerleaders and administrators here tonight. Good friend of mine, Bill Rivera, who's a teacher here at San Ramon. Used to play softball with Bill. He's down on the baseline. And Stan Golson, one of the rest, I used to play City League basketball with Stan. He was a heck of a player. Brentwood Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep for the next 4 minutes of the first quarter. All of our great friends of the program. Want to thank them all. Want you to support all of our friends as we get ready for our spring season, which is coming up. There's Tappan with a nice flip shot, gets his own rebound, good hustle play, misses, a putback, Odrabinic. So San Ramon seems to have the rebounding advantage, Tony.
And they get a steal here on the defensive end. Another chance here for the Wolves.
Carrick, left-hand glass, and San Ramon's come all the way back, and they have the lead, 8-7.
Yeah, nice steal off that inbound. Caught Monte Vista sleeping just a little bit.
Here's Higgins. Out on top, set up by Wilson. So they're going to let Wilson run the point. Pulls up from about 14, misses, gets his own rebound. Put up over Adams, but there's a foul on the play, and it's on Carrick. A holding call here.
You know, Ben Wilson's a tough matchup as 6'4", plays the guard, can handle the ball like a guard, play on the perimeter, Dan. And as you saw on a couple of possessions ago, he can get down low and post up whoever else is guarding him. Normally, that player is going to be several inches shorter. He took advantage of that last time.
Kind of looks like Mike Dunleavy just a little bit and kind of has a similar game when you consider he can handle the ball and shoot. Free throw is up and good, so Wilson has 3 points now. Into the ball game is John Appel, number 45, a 6'9" junior. No relation to Jane.
No relation to Jane. And actually, in that last game against the Wolves, Dan, he was a particularly bright spot. He scored 8 points in that fourth quarter, and of course, those points turned out to be very important to the cause.
This is the second, and the rebound to San Ramon. We're tied at 8 with 3:45 to go first quarter. It's hotter than Death Valley in here tonight.
Let's see if they can get Adams going. Sort of a bit of a slow start for that star.
Number 22, Dan Davies, in the ball game with the ball for San Ramon. Carrick will spin over Higgins, and Carrick has 6 in the first quarter, and it's 10-8 Wolves.
Boy, that was a real pretty move, Dan. went into the key area near the free throw line, able to get a good open shot when it looked like the defense was there to take him. And they still couldn't take control of him as he's able to make the shot.
Cavalli, this is Appel high outside of his post position. Now Higgins will take over, and Appel will post up, sets a pick. Higgins goes around it to Wilson. Wilson, pass inside, nice pass to Cavalli, misses. The putback is good. Cavalli's first bucket of the ball game. We're tied at 10.
Well, the Wolves' help defense has been very good, but still, nice creative passing that time as Monte Vista still able to work it down and then get an offensive rebound down and an easy putback.
Carrick over to Fuka. Fuka drives the lane. Block, nice block by Whalen. We remember Whalen from the football team, a tough wide receiver, one of the tougher guys in the league.
All league wideout for the football team.
And we'll see him next year. And there's a nice block that time by Adams, but a foul.
Boy, and Appel went up very awkwardly that time, Dan. It looked like he had lost the ball on the way up. Let's take another look here. Boy, and Adams probably not very happy about that one. He really looked like he got all ball. But unfortunately for the Wolves, the foul is called, and Appel now will shoot a pair.
Kind of strange that two tall basketball players from the same area with the same last name aren't related at all. It's kind of interesting, especially with a name like Appel, which is not a common name. Appel makes the first one.
No, when I first saw it, I thought it's a given that that's her brother, you know?
Now Jane, of course, and the Cougars tonight playing Deer Valley, trying to wrap up an undefeated BVL schedule as they go to the playoffs. And congratulations to her. Those 2 all-star bursts that she now has going on to play after the season. I'm sure you will be seeing a lot of her at Stanford and beyond.
And how about that, Dan? She's averaging, what, 24 points a game this season? Trying to get that team to 14-0 in league. Quite an accomplishment for Carondelet.
Adams drives. Oh, that was a tough shot. And Adams puts it in, his first basket of the ball game.
Dan, I don't know how he got that one up to the rim. The defense was right there, and somehow he snuck it by a pair of hands and got it up off the glass and home.
Whalen pulls up from 15 and misses, and Adams. We don't have Dave Jackson tonight. He had another engagement tonight, so we don't have a lot of stats for you like rebounds, but I would assume Adams already has 4 or 5. Number 24, that's a name for you. Kia Shoku, number 24 in the ball game. This is Tappan, power move inside. He likes the rims here.
And one thing about Tappan, Dan, he'll make one move. If it's not there, he'll make another, and he'll just keep making those moves until he finally gets an opening. And then if he misses the shot, he's likely to go get the rebound. He's very quick to the basketball.
San Ramon has used 2 substitutions so far here in the first quarter. Monte Vista 1. And a travel as Appel kind of jumped up and lost connection of the floor with his pivot foot, which is you don't always have to actually move your feet. You can travel with just standing there and moving the wrong foot.
And as you know, we've seen so many of these games, Dan. At this level, they don't really give you a whole lot of room on the traveling calls. So just a little bit is enough to get the whistle to blow.
Fuka and Carrick back in the ball game. The starters in now for San Ramon. This is Tappan. Inside to Adams, back outside Tappan from 18. Good. Tappan has 4 here late in the first, and it's 16-11.
And also give Adams some credit for making that pass, Dan, because once the ball went inside to him, the defense sort of converged in there. He kicked the ball back out for an open jump shot.
16-6 run here by the Wolves in the first quarter after they trailed 5-0. This is Cavalli, hounded by Tappan. Appel high post. Wilson will drive, pulls it out. Looking for Higgins. Not a lot of movement from Monte Vista right now. 30 seconds to go first quarter. A 3 for Cavalli is good. So Cavalli has 5, along with Higgins, each with 5. And, yes, and wow. They all have 5. I was confused there for 1 second, Tony. 5 for Higgins, 5 for Wilson, 5 for Cavalli, and 1 for Appel. That's the scores for Monte Vista.
Well, he said maybe, Dan, not a whole lot of movement from Monte Vista, but they are moving the ball very well.
Carrick, a long 3, kind of forced. And that's the end of the first quarter. Wow, an exciting first quarter. A lot of action. 16-14 San Ramon. We'll be back with the second quarter after this on Comcast.
Since 1980, Fresky Air Systems Incorporated has been keeping Contra Costa cool and comfortable. With an expert crew of technicians and staff, let Fresky be your indoor comfort professionals. Our Lennox Signature home comfort systems are designed to deliver efficient and economical air and heat for your individual needs. air conditioning to heating, duct cleaning to emergency service calls, Fresky has you covered. From the homeowner to the commercial world, Fresky Air Systems Incorporated. Reliable and trusted service since 1980.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
Back at San Ramon Valley High School, 16-14, San Ramon check that. Ben Wilson has 3, 5 for Cavalli, 5 for Higgins. The leading scorer for San Ramon is Mike Carrick with 6 points. Great first quarter action, Tony.
Wonderful first quarter, just a 2-point differential, Dan. And chances are the spread won't get much more than 5 or 6 all night long.
Velocity Sports Performance, our sponsor for the first 4 minutes. What a block by Adams, but a foul as he got Higgins on the way to the bucket. You know what? That play right there, Tony, I have to say, I played a little basketball back in high school. No one ever got that high in the air when we were playing.
Yeah. And if they did, nobody ever blocked the ball.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Might have been a trampoline involved in that kind of play.
Boy, athletic play on both sides, Dan. Really, Higgins going and just really sprinting to the basket. Adams getting up there to deny him, but unfortunately he gets the foul call. But both guys looking good on that play.
Higgins misses the first free throw. You know, Tony, this is our second straight year here for this game, and I'd have to say an early favorite for next year on the schedule would be to come back here and do it again, because this is an atmosphere that you just can't replicate anywhere else.
Yeah, probably the biggest crowd that I've seen in high school basketball so far, and I do some of those Marin Catholic games that get pretty popular and pretty packed, but not nearly this many people in the gym at one time.
This gym was 2/3 full at 6 o'clock, folks. The game started at 10 after 7. 16-15, San Ramon. Fuca in the corner. Underneath the Tappan. Tappan, nice power move to the bucket. They do that nice.
Boy, they just forgot about Tappan on the baseline. Looked like they were trading or chasing Adams the other way, and then Tappan just kind of flashed in there. He was all by himself.
18-15. This is Wilson. Nice pick by Pell. Pull up from about 16 is good. Boy, this is basketball the way it was meant to be played, Tony. Very nice, exciting. You're seeing a lot of good team action, some picks out there.
Yeah.
Guys moving in their offense, and there's a timeout on the floor. Here's a nice replay.
There's Tappan. He was open underneath to get the ball initially, and then just a great spin move, Dan. He showed that so many times. And back on the other end, really, there's no closeout here with the defense. Watch where Wilson gets the ball, Dan. Gets a screen there from Appel, and then really nobody comes out to close in on him. And really just kind of an open and easy shot from the baseline.
When you pick your guy off and create that much space for a pick, that's a heck of a pick, and Appel should be applauded for that move right there. But Drabanek had no chance to get to Wilson. 18-17.
Looking to get inside to Adams, Dan, but he's well guarded.
That's Drabanek misses. Adams fights for the rebound with 2 Mustangs, and there's a foul on the play.
Well, they want to get the ball into Adams, but right now he's being well guarded by Appel, who's a couple inches taller than him, making it very difficult. And there you see the battle for that loose ball, and then the whistle.
The foul's on Appel. Only 2 team fouls on Monte Vista, 3 on the Wolves, so a very clean game so far between these arch rivals. Carrigal inbound, this is Fuca. Fuca drives. The only thing I see wrong with San Ramon's game, they force a lot of shots. They forced that one inside, the miss. Here comes Higgins quickly into the forecourt.
Nice transition defense by San Ramon to get back. Monte Vista's always looking to run, Dan. They were that time, and the Wolves able to get back and make them set up the half-court offense.
One of the subs in now, Jordan Davis, number 11. Also out there, number 5, Phil Albrecht. And a nice pass to Higgins. And Higgins now with 8 points in the first half and a 19-18 Mustang lead.
Boy, and Cameron Fenley really kept that alive with some good hustle coming over here to the near sideline, able to get that ball, keep possession for Monte Vista, and then the defense was all out of sorts, and they end up getting the easy basket.
Tony, I think that's Jordan Davis, unless they've changed numbers. I have it the other way around on my roster, so I don't know. We'll have to check that. I apologize to Mr. Fenley or Mr. Davis. Tony on his has Davis as 10, Fenley as 11. I have it the other way around, so we
I
hope
got
we have
this from
it right.
the scorer's table just before the game, if that matters.
All right. Well, maybe we can have one of the cameramen check that at halftime for us. But so we might misidentify a player here. So it's either Fenley or Davis who was
in any event, it was a nice play.
It was a nice play. Fuka for 3, that's short. Rebound, Adams, and a foul.
Well, you talk about rebounds, and Adams collected at least a half dozen, and that's a couple on the offensive end. And that time, really in the middle of a couple of defensive players, Dan, still able to go up and get that ball. And, you know, some rebounds are easier than others. That was a tougher rebound.
Paramount Technology, located behind Tower Records in Concord, for all your computer needs. All right, Tony, I've checked the rosters from the league, and you are correct. Jordan Davis is 10. That is Cameron Fenley, number 11. So that was wrong on the Monte Vista site. So we'll change that for you. First free throw is missed by Brandon Adams, who only has 2 points in the game tonight.
And you got to like the job Appel has done against him when John has been guarding him. Now John's out of the game.
Adams makes the second. He has 3.
We'll see if he can sort of get it going now. As we look at Coach John Rayner, who's been here for so very long, and some very successful teams.
19 years, and also, of course, the athletic director. You might remember a player now, Mark Madsen, in the NBA, played here and took them far into the playoffs a couple of years ago.
And Randy Wynn with the Giants played on 2 NCS championship teams and 2 California championship teams when he was here at San Ramon. There's Coach Powers.
Yep, there's Coach Powers out of Clayton Valley High School in 1979. Right around the time I was over in Antioch, he was going to Clayton Valley and Cal State Hayward.
8th season for him, Dan, 12 with Monte Vista. He's also the leadership advisor and the social studies teacher. So a lot of current events I'm sure they'll talk about with the players.
We're tied at 19. Adams inside. And they're going to call a foul on McFarland. Oh, and Coach Powers is not happy with that. Let's take a look at this.
McFarland way under the basket. It looked like he was just standing there, Dan, and it took a left shoulder in the chest and fell down.
That was not, I hate to say it.
But I'll tell you, Dan,
not a good call.
But on the other end, the couple of calls that went against Adams might have been a little bit of questionable, so maybe they're kind of making up for it on the other end.
That's a good point. There was a couple on Adams on defense that might have been questioned, so it all evens itself out, Tony. Timeout on the floor. Here's another look at it from the opposite side of the floor.
It's right there. He's just standing there, and he takes that shoulder, and it goes right down.
McFarland had great position that time, but that's the call. It's his first personal foul, 15 foul on Monte Vista. 5:19 to go, second quarter, tied at 19. Brentwood Dodge, Chrysler and Jeep on Highway 4 out in Brentwood. Open every day and every evening for your best deal on a brand new Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep. Fitness 19 in Walnut Creek for $19, where you can afford to be fit. 935-1132. Also, Lito's Barbershop. We've identified this man. It was Johnny Damon before he went to spring training. In there with Lito and Jerry and all the guys down there on 6th Street in Antioch. Drove by there the other day. Go Cycles in Antioch for the largest assortment of helmets on the West Coast on West 2nd Street in Antioch. Also Soccer Magic, and of course Tony saw some Soccer Magic the other night, and I hope you watch that game before us. 2-1 Monte Vista, and right now by the magic of TV, you're actually at Pinole Valley High School doing the Richmond Monte Vista championship game and on TV at the same time.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Purchase your copy of this game, $25 UPS shipping included. Call 933-6264. Ask for Metal Matt. Adams guarded once again tightly by McFarland. Back to Adams, post up to the bucket. He's fouled again.
Now you notice, Dan, as soon as Appel, the taller player, went out of the game, all of a sudden they're going to Adams in the post. He had it a little bit further away from the basket here the first time, Dan. Didn't like where he was. They asked him to repost. He sent it back out, got it back in. Better position. A shot and a foul, and a chance now for a Wolves three-point play.
21-19 San Ramon here, 5:11 to go, second quarter. Adams misses the free throw, and a big rebound inside. That was Fenley, who got it ahead to Higgins. So Adams has missed a couple of free throws. Nice pass to Fenley, uses the glass and misses, and Adams, big power rebound.
Nice job by Adams to get in position there defensively to force a tougher shot, Dan. That looked like it was going to be a gimme, but because of the defense, they make it a tougher shot, and they don't get the basket.
Carrick with a circus move into the lane and a little flip roll for his 8th point here, and it's a 4-point lead.
Oh, Mike Carrick, that was a pretty move, Dan. Now we have a whistle and a timeout, but Carrick, and that is a pretty play, a highlight reel here. Take another look. looked like he's almost a little out of control, Dan, as if he wasn't sure exactly what he wanted to do with the ball and kind of scooped it up and scored anyway.
I still don't think he knows what he wanted to do with the ball, but it went in anyway, Tony. That was a great play by Carrick. 23-19 San Ramon. Celia's Mexican Restaurant for great Mexican food locations in Antioch and Lafayette. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac and GMC. Go see Matt Mazay and all the guys out there in Pittsburgh on Auto Row. 19th Hole Casino and Lounge. Eddie Bodine and the gang. West Tregallis Road in Antioch.
And we talked about Carrick there, Dan. 3-year varsity player. He attacks offensively. We saw that right there. Really goes to the basket well. And the last time these two teams met, he covered Higgins and held him to 11 points. Not bad for a guy that usually averages about 20. You hold him nearly half his average.
Is that Omar? That's Omar. Remember Omar from last year? Omar Samhan? He had a big game last year. I think it was 28 points right here as they beat Monte Vista, and then they went on to win the North Coast Section Division II championship. This year, San Ramon is a Division I team. They recalibrated how they recount.
They figured out they had more than 2,000 students, so they had to like bump them up a level.
The numbers. So there still would be a Division III team in football, because it's 4, 3, and 2 in football, and basketball goes 1 through 5. They'll be in that playoff. Whoever wins this game gets the automatic league berth in the EBAL, but I have a feeling the other team is pretty safe.
And talk about Omar, guy over at St. Mary's redshirted this year, Dan. The word is he's likely to see a lot of floor time next year.
There's Joel in front of the rooting section here at San Ramon. De La Salle, Antioch, Deer Valley, all those teams along with Foothill should make the Division I playoff. Steal by Adams to the bucket. He misses. No foul on that play. Here's Whalen back ahead, nearly lost the handle on, does lose the handle. And here's Davies, 3-on-1, ahead. Carrick to the bucket, score!
And credit Joey Fuca on the other end, Dan, for creating that steal and getting the Wolves running the other way, and they turn into a transition basket at the offensive end.
Carrick has 10 points, the first player in double figures tonight. 25-19. Higgins, long three, in and out. That's a tough break. Adams the rebound.
Heartbreaker that time, Dan. Hit the back of the rim and the front of the rim before it spilled off.
Coach Rayner said that Brandon Adams is the best jumper he's ever seen, and this is a guy that's coached for 30 years. Pull up from the foul line is good. Adams now with 7 points, 5 in the second quarter, and an 8-point San Ramon Valley leader with 3:36 to go second quarter.
And a nice little stutter step, Dan, to create some space for himself, and then when he leaps, chances are, even if you're closing out well, you're not going to be able to block the shot, and he was able to nail it.
Another shot missed, and you don't take the ball away from Adams underneath. 3-on-2, Carrick to the bucket. Nice block by Wilson. Great defensive play. Might have helped save the game at this point for Monte Vista. They could have went up by 10.
That was a beautiful play because Fuca made that no-look pass. It looked like they were going to get the open shot, but then the Monte Vista defense comes up with a big play.
Cavalli for 3. It's long, no good. Inside. And that was Tappan with a big rebound.
And Adams may have changed that shot with a good close out there and on the perimeter.
Tappan, little flip is good. He's fouled, it counts. Tappan with 8, and it's 29-19, a 10-0 run for San Ramon. Don't forget Dolan's Lumber, doors and windows for the final 4 minutes of the first half here. Timeout Monte Vista, here's a replay.
Take a look. Cavalli came over there with some help defense, but still Tappan able to slither in. Tappan's got a whole bunch of post moves over there. Looks like a little bit like Kevin McHale, the old Boston Celtics. Great move right there to score.
Join the Game of the Week team. Increase awareness of your business. Call 933-6264 or send us an email at gameoftheweek@comcast.net. We need sponsors for our baseball season just around the corner. March 14th is our first game we're going to have for you. De La Salle at Clayton Valley should be a great one. 2 great programs. We're going to have rugby, lacrosse, women's softball, and men's baseball in the spring of 2006. There's our schedule for you, and there's one other game at the bottom that we'll announce towards the end of the season, the best game of that final week. See Antioch a couple of times on the schedule. And also, here's a big one, Amanda Williams, who, of course, is going to the University of Arizona, the 4-year starter at Freedom. We'll see them against Deer Valley, big rivalry game.
And how about this here in our East Bay Comcast out of Walnut Creek, Dan? We don't just do the big-time sports. We do other sports that people don't know much about. Let them get a chance to see what kind of sports they do like. They've seen lacrosse, rugby. We've got soccer, and a couple of girls' softball games, too. A lot of talented girls, and especially with that fast-pitch softball, they can really let it fly.
Another thing that I like about it is once the baseball season is over, the spring season, we will have shown every school in our viewership range at least once.
At least once. Everybody's going to get a little FaceTime here on the Comcast Game of the Week.
Tappan has 8. He's at the foul line. He'll have 1 shot. 2:54 to go, second quarter. And Monte Vista now in foul trouble with 17 fouls, so it'll be a bonus for San Ramon over the last 3 minutes of the first half. Tappan has 9. He has 5 here in the second quarter, and it's 30-19. And Monte Vista needs a basket. Appel's back in the ball game for the Mustangs out there with Cavalli, Wilson, Whalen, and Higgins. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Monte Vista's ball with a new, they have a new shot clock. I don't know whether they would have a new shot clock. Oh, actually it's a foul. That's why they did not call that an out of bounds play. So now a 14 foul, and the foul's on Tappan.
Right now, Dan, the Wolves doing a great job scrambling around. Whoever gets the ball ends up getting double teamed, and then the open man that they're trying to pass to, all of a sudden another defender flashes from the other side of the court to cover that open guy. And right now the Wolves defense is really making it happen.
Whalen guarded by Fuka, drives baseline to the bucket. Nice play by Whalen, his first basket of the night, cuts the lead to 9.
And that time he was able to get to the baseline, Dan, and there was no extra help that time. Clear shot to the basket, nice move, able to make the shot, and a big basket that time for Monte Vista.
Odrabanak back to Adams for an 18-footers long. Cavalli tips the rebound to Wilson. Odrabanak had 17 points the other night in that win over California, just 2 here in the first half. This is a big shot for Monte Vista, and Whalen nails it. A 3, and they cut it down to 6 with that one.
Yeah, last 5 points here for Whalen, Dan. And all of a sudden they're back in this ball game. It looks like they're starting to get blown out, and all of a sudden they come right back with a pair of baskets.
And then Fuka hits a long 2. He has 4. 32-24. This is a great basketball game, Tony. Couldn't ask for much more than this.
Back and forth action here so far. Both teams playing very well.
They've quieted down Higgins here in the second quarter. He has just 8, has 3 in this quarter. Minute 30 to go. Whalen, little running floater is missed. Davies pulls the rebound for San Ramon. Quickly ahead. Fuka will buy a 3. And he was awarded the 3.
And all of a sudden, Dan, both teams are really starting to shoot the lights out, particularly San Ramon. They've hit a couple of 3-pointers here recently.
Back to 11, nice pass underneath to Cavalli, and Cavalli has 7, 35-26.
And that time, Dan, the help defense went and tried to trap the player on the baseline, and they forgot all about Cavalli standing right under the basket.
Adams walked, they didn't call it. Spin move, and it's offensive. That's a good call that time. He knocked over Wilson. That's the second personal on Adams.
But he makes a strong move to the basket, but really using way too much shoulder that time, Dan, not subtle enough to avoid the whistle.
Actually, it's his 3rd. So he goes to the bench for the remainder of the first half with 3 personal fouls. That could be big in the second half of this ball game, especially on a play like that, which did not trying to stop a basket on the other end, an offensive type of move that he probably didn't need to make.
Well, the whole situation, rest of the game, Dan, when he's in there, he might have to be just a little bit less aggressive, and certainly don't want that from your star.
Appel missed the shot. Wilson went over the back of the San Ramon defender and fouled. We'll have to wait and see who it is. It goes to the line because it is now a bonus situation. I think it's Carrick, and it is.
Take a look at it there. Tough to see where that foul happened, but in any event, the Wolves at the other end are going to be shooting. There's Carrick.
Carrick has a 1-and-1, and he makes the first 11 points for Mike here in the first half, averaging 13.
Think these fans are into it here tonight?
Just a little.
And this is just the regular season finale, not the NCS championship. And look how into this crowd is.
The last time I saw people in San Ramon this excited is when they announced they were going to put the 680 freeway through.
Now that's something to get excited about.
Misses the second. Knocked out of bounds. Or is there's actually a foul?
Jumping foul. They're going to call the Wolves with a little push.
It's on Tappan, his second personal. That's the 16th foul on San Ramon here with 38 seconds to go in the first half. 36-26 San Ramon.
About a 3-second differential, shot clock to game clock. So let's see if Monte Vista can be patient enough and, for the most part, Dan, get the last true possession of this first half.
They're going to hold the ball here. No pressure right now, so Higgins can just stand out there for as long as he wants. 14 seconds. They'll probably start to work at 10.
San Ramon into a zone defense here, trying to force that outside shot.
Here's Wilson, pull up from 16, no good, long rebound tipped at the buzzer. Actually with 2 seconds left, excuse me. Now, this is a weird call. The shot clock went off. I thought the ball hit the rim. They should have got a new shot clock.
I'm surprised it didn't. They just turned off the shot clock and let the play continue with a second and a half to go. Now I think the officials are trying to get this right. They're over the scorer's table here trying to figure things out, because I don't see any reason, Dan, why they should have stopped the clock. The horn went off, but that was the shot clock horn.
That's why I heard that horn thinking the period was over. There was still 2.7 seconds left in the second quarter, and it should have not went off because that ball hit the rim on that shot that Wilson took.
So what should happen is that San Ramon should get the ball and a chance at least to throw the ball at the basket here as we end this first half.
They're actually putting time back on the clock. 3.4 seconds for San Ramon to inbound here, up by 10. And that's enough time as quickly as they like to move the ball.
Yeah, we'll give them a chance, Dan, to put the ball on the floor a couple of times before they hoist.
Here's Carrig. He'll fire at the buzzer, and he just misses, and that wraps up in a very exciting first half. San Ramon leads 36-26, and we'll be back with stats and highlights from the first half after this on Comcast.
Hi, I'm Rocco Vialli, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party.
Great pizza, great pasta.
Great people. Rocco's, a part of your community.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th Hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, no-bust 21 blackjack, lowball, high-low splits, pie-gow, and provide keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday beginning at 5:30 p.m., it's a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner-take-all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m., and Sunday at 9 a.m. is the NFL ticket on all the 14 TVs. And come play in the Sunday no-limit Texas Hold'em tournament. That's the 19th hole behind the post office in Antioch. There are two types of airsoft players, the well-equipped and the targets. GamePod Combat Airsoft provides one of the largest selections of airsoft inventory in the U.S. From beginners to advanced players, GamePod has it all, specializing in competition-grade airsoft guns and accessories, tactical gear, BDUs, hydration systems, accessories, night vision, and the all-new Raptor fast attack vehicles. GamePod, where the elite will meet. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. The prize wheel spins weekly with great prizes. The Prize Patrol, promotional events, and other activities happen monthly with great giveaways and prizes. Check out the Brendan Theater website for more information and great savings ideas. Enjoy the movie. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
I got one! Quick, reel it in! Hey, look, it's already marinated.
No, it's dead, and it's covered with oil and grime. And you don't marinate fish.
It's dead, but why?
Because of that guy. He's dumping his used oil and filter on the ground next to the Delta.
Look, here comes Mr. Funnelhead to save the Delta.
No, the world.
Hey, stop that! Don't you know that by dumping your used oil and filters into the Delta, you're destroying our water supply? Too many gallons of used oil and sewage have already contaminated our waters. And even though the average used oil filter looks empty, it still contains up to a cup of used motor oil. Take your used oil and filters to a certified used oil recycling center where they can properly recycle the oil and filter for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Those are the San Ramon Valley cheerleaders on the floor at halftime. 36-26 San Ramon over Monte Vista. Dan Wall, Tony Schultz, and our great Comcast crew here at San Ramon Valley High School. Tony, here's a look at some of the highlights from the first half. It was an exciting first half of basketball. Mike Carrick here, little spin move and a floater. He has, in the first half, 11 points.
He had some great moves down there, Dan, able to get free when it didn't look like there was any room for him. Just a really acrobatic play. And here's Adams on the other end.
Adams has 7 in the first half, a little bit below his average of 18. But
they actually contained him pretty well, but he did a great job rebounding the basketball.
Here's Tappan. Tappan has some nice moves down low in the paint, and that was a nice move. Tappan has 9.
He's a very refined post game there, Dan. Several moves that he showed us there in that first half.
That's Fenley. We finally ascertained that. Fenley's 11, Davis is 10. And then here's Fenley with a nice save and a good pass back to Higgins.
Right, and that hustle there in the near side, that created that basket right there for Monte Vista.
Higgins has 8 in the first half for the Mustangs. Here's Carrick with that circus flip.
Not sure, he lost the ball, he thought he was going to pass it. In any event, he scored anyway.
And then a turnover here and a quick transition. Davies ahead.
Yeah, Joey Fuca starts that. And there, that was a no-look pass. And there's a nice finish there at the other end.
And Carrick once again for San Ramon.
You got to love when the defense starts the offense going the other way.
Carrick with 11 points, the leading scorer in the game. Fuca has 7, as well as Adams. Tappan, the second leading scorer for San Ramon with 9, and Odrabanak has been held to 2 points. 36 in the first half for San Ramon, 8 points for Higgins, 7 for Cavalli, 5 each for Whalen and Wilson, and 1 for John Appel. 26 points for Monte Vista. 36-26. Don't forget, if you're Saturday night on the Concord side of the hill, you'll see the Monte Vista Richmond North Coast section final. Tony will be out there to call the action. He's there right now through the magic of television. And I hope you enjoyed the earlier soccer game. The De La Salle lost to Monte Vista 2-1. Don't forget, next week, North Coast Section basketball playoffs to be announced. Check the Contra Costa Times next week. We could see the big green machine. We could see one of these two teams. You never know. Could see Carondelet. Just depends on the game. We'll have it for you next week. Check our website at www.gameofweek.com. 4:16 to go in the halftime here. 36-26 San Ramon, and we'll be back with the third quarter after this on Comcast.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Is your laptop or home computer driving you crazy? Paramount Technology of Concord has the answers. Located behind Tower Records in Concord, Paramount Technology has it all. Quick in-house laptop repair and servicing, mobile computer service calls, and great customer service for those wishing to have a computer made to your specifications. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today's computer world. That's Paramount Technology of Concord at 1252 Diamond Boulevard in Concord, the computer wizards of Contra Costa.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people.
Rocco's!
A part of your community.
Welcome to Clayton Mind and Body Connections, located in charming downtown Clayton, California. Our massage therapists have combined experience of over 25 years. We offer a variety of body treatments to detoxify and soften the skin and to de-stress and deeply relax the whole person. Our esthetician offers a selection of facials that address various skin needs, from deep cleansing to acne control. A touch of Napa in Clayton.
Back at San Ramon Valley High School, halftime score 36-26 San Ramon. They are holding the clock right now because the dance team is out on the floor. That's actually the cheerleaders that we taped earlier for you. This dance team routine is can only be described as fairly warm, Tony, like the rest of the gym. There they are. The Comcast Game of the Week, and our sponsors encourage you to support high school athletics. Give us a call. We need sponsors for our spring season.
I'll tell you, these dance squads and the cheer squad receiving rave reviews from this crowd. Yes. The crowd very into this tonight. The dance and the cheer squad both looking wonderful. Great dancing, couple of flips going on, Dan. They really got it going on. And here come the Wolves back out on the floor, but we still got a few minutes before the halftime resume.
Well, they moved the clock now back to 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so we'll have to wait if they start to run that. Taking a look at our spring schedule, we start on the week of March 14th. That'll be on the weekend, of course. De La Salle at Clayton Valley. That should be a good game. And you'll see some of the other teams through there. Northgate, Alhambra. Deer Valley at Antioch should be a good one. Now, Steve Sanchez, his son Jason, plays at Antioch, and that's they have a very good team this year, which kind of coincides with the fact that we get to show him a couple times for Steve. That's a rugby game. I guess you're going to call that, Tony?
I haven't been told either way yet, Dan, but if you're not calling it, I guess I am.
I think it is your call. I don't know much about rugby. Miramani at Alhambra. Antioch at Clayton Valley should be a fine game. Liberty at Clayton Valley. The Chambers sisters, not the Chambers brothers, are out there playing softball for Clayton Valley. Freedom at Deer Valley softball should be a great game. Amanda Williams in her senior season out there. They're actually rated 12th in America, Freedom softball team. Miramani at Ocalanis lacrosse, and then the Miramani Campolindo big game May 9th. And then we'll have one more game for you at the end of that schedule. The soccer game that you're going to see on Sunday at 3:30 on the Concord side of the hill for Comcast is Monte Vista versus Richmond. Richmond, kind of an amazing story. The fact that they don't have a great soccer field. They had some vandalism and all kinds of problems over there. Still good enough to make the North Coast Section Division I final in soccer.
And also Monte Vista, what a story there. Again, all the games that we've seen, we almost never see De La Salle lose at anything. And actually they were beaten by Monte Vista there 2-1.
We're going to take one last break here, and we'll be back with the third quarter with San Ramon leading by 10.
Since 1980, Fresky Air Systems Incorporated has been keeping Contra Costa cool and comfortable. With an expert crew of technicians and staff, let Fresky be your indoor comfort professionals. Our Lennox Signature home comfort systems are designed to deliver efficient and economical air and heat for your individual needs. Air conditioning to heating, duct cleaning to emergency service calls, Fresky has you covered. From the homeowner to the commercial world, Fresky Air Systems Incorporated. Reliable and trusted service since 1980.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader, the person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Back at San Ramon High School, here's some of the great friends of the program. We hope you support and patronize all of our great friends. Brentwood Dodge, Chrysler and Jeep, 19th Hole Casino and Lounge. Images at 3 Hair Salon, Paramount Technology, Rock Bottom Records. You know Kid Rock?
I do. I've heard of him.
He's got a live album coming out this week at Rock Bottom Records.
Check that out.
Rick will have it for you. Antioch Opticians. Hi to Greg over there. We went out to Stockton, Greg and I, last week. Saw a little hockey out there at the new Stockton Arena. It was a lot of fun. New Mecca Cafe. Hi to Guillermo and all the crew down there. There's some of the crowd here tonight at San Ramon High School. The Fitness 19, of course, Lito's Barbershop, Mazet Pontiac, Cadillac, Buick GMC, Go Cycles, Hertz Equipment Rental, GamePod, Combat Airsoft, and Soccer Magic. Just about ready to go here in the third quarter. This crowd, they were sitting for halftime. We can't be that lucky that they'll actually sit for the third quarter, can we, Tony? No, we have to stand up again. The only gym you have to stand to see the game in.
No, that's just what kind of game it is. Everybody's really excited to be here, Dan. A lot of applause, and they're just too excited to sit down.
First 4 minutes of the third quarter brought to you by Hertz Equipment Rental. Thanks to all the folks out there in Pacheco. Underway, San Ramon now moving towards our right here in the home white to start the third quarter ahead by 10. What does Monte Vista have to do to get back in this one, Tony?
Well, play a little better defense, not give up so many of those easy shots, Dan, and when they get the high percentage shot, they got to stick. And looks like they had a few in that first half, weren't able to make them count. If they make those count, they'll get right back in this game.
This is Odrabanak down the lane, misses, gets his own rebound. Good hustle play. Nice play, though, that time by Higgins, but Adams comes up with the loose ball.
Yeah, the Stars, both of them hustling there on that play. Ends up being another possession for the Wolves.
Almost looks like a zone now for Monte Vista.
And they're really bottling up Adams. They're fronting him in there on the post.
And a three for Fuka.
Now Adams is going to draw a lot of attention in there. That means the perimeter players will be open. And Fuka able to knock down that shot when he was open on the outside.
Fuka has 10. It's 39-26, a 13-point lead, biggest of the game for San Ramon Valley. Slashing Whalen to the bucket. Blocked by Tappan, but a foul. Now remember, Adams has 3 fouls.
Tappan was in great position, Danny. He must have just swatted the arm when he was going for that play because he was in excellent position to make that block. Unfortunately, if you take another look, must have got a piece of the hand. He did. Good call.
He also has 3 fouls. So Tappan and Adams, the 2 big men for San Ramon. Suffice it to say, Tony, they can't lose either one of those guys.
Yeah, especially the way they're playing here tonight.
Whalen now with 6. And of course, we've been missing his great nickname, Van Whalen.
Dan Wall.
Seven for Van Whalen.
Well, a big second quarter there for San Ramon down. Outscored Monte Vista 20-12 in that pair. Let's see if they can keep it up here.
Number 34, Jeff Gould, is in the ball game for San Ramon. Out there with Carrig, Fuka, Adams, and Odrabanek. So Tappan is on the bench.
And they are in his zone defense here, Dan. Trying to deny the inside.
Nice cutting pass to Gould. His first bucket. And Monte Vista's going to have to play better defense than that to get back in this one. Whalen loses control, but maintains it. Higgins now will go to the bucket. He's fouled on the way to the basket. That did not count. And so he'll shoot 2 here early in the third quarter.
He beats the first defender real easy. The help defense comes over there, Dan, able to beat that one too. And very fortunate for the Wolves, this doesn't end up to be a 3-point opportunity to see Higgins there hanging there and the ball just a little too hard off the glass.
Higgins now with 9.
You can see a few of the guys out on the floor here, Dan. Certainly wouldn't be any surprise to see these guys after their high school careers are over to go on and play at that Division I level at some point.
Well, I'm sure Adams will. Higgins is being looked at by a number of West Coast Conference schools. He has 10. His brother Rick is a red shirt at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. We remember him from the previous 2 years. Gould running the baseline. That pass stolen nicely by Higgins. 11-point San Ramon lead. 6:13 to go third quarter. And Higgins dribbles the ball off his foot. Was looking for a cutter. The lost side of the ball.
Just lost concentration there momentarily. Let the ball get away from him a bit. Now here's just took his eye off it a little bit, looking to pass it, and couldn't keep control.
Monte Vista once again playing a zone. Carrig will fire a 3. Oh, that rattled in and out twice, and then finally out, and the rebound pulled by Cavalli ahead to Whalen. Here's Whalen guarded by Fuka. They're losing a handle on the ball all on this side of the floor, too.
Well, good on-ball defense by Fuka as well. Didn't let Whalen get away.
That was like trying to shoot into a wall.
And there's another block by Adams. He's got a couple of those. And that one a very clean block that time.
Good defense by Higgins. Carrig with the ball. 11-point lead for San Ramon. The winner gets the EBAL championship, despite the fact they'll have identical records, 10-2 in the league, as if San Ramon wins. If Monte Vista wins, they win outright. First time since '98. Adams the putback, no good. Gould inside there. Cavalli gets the rebound.
Nice job by Whalen to take it away from Gould, and then
Cavalli almost had an assist from Fuka to I think that was Wilson, but he traveled.
Well, that's the second time I've seen Fuka go behind a player, Dan, and knock the ball away from behind a player that's the offensive player thinks he's past him, and Fuka able to reach around a couple of times tonight and knock the ball loose. Good defense.
Couple of turnovers for each team here as things kind of settle down in the third quarter. 11-point San Ramon lead. Fuka on top. Overplay by Higgins. Carrick will go down the lane and pass to Adams. Adams misses. Adams the rebound. Adams the putback, misses again. The ball fought for, another rebound. Tip finally. Monte Vista with the rebound. San Ramon dominating the offensive boards here.
But still the interior defense pretty good, making those shots tough.
Appel just got the lip of the rim on the far side. His first bucket, he has 3. And Adams has to be careful now watching him with the 3 fouls.
And not only that, but that's just a tough one-on-one matchup for Adams. He's given away several inches to Appel, and Appel really can get that shot over him anytime he wants.
Odrabanek. Oh, nice play by Higgins. Higgins has a breakaway to the bucket. Oh, and I thought he might have lost either control of it, thinking he had a defender behind him. Might have went in for a slam, or a layup might have worked a little bit better. There's a foul and a push underneath.
And Ben Wilson got the block here at the other end. Take another look. Talk about getting your pocket pick. Great defense by Higgins. It looks like he wants to go up for a slam, Dan, and leaves just a little bit short. No foul really there to speak of, and just kind of left it on the front of the iron.
He got cut off by a San Ramon player, but there was no foul on the play, so he just lost control of it. But once again, Tony, a lot of guys, even though it's a spectacular play, you get a layup sometimes, it's 2 points, irregardless. Togo's in Concord, 1768, Willow Pass Road. Thanks, Bill, for helping out. Call 685-8600 for your to-go orders. And you know the hot pastrami at Togo's is unparalleled.
Love the hot pastrami.
Unparalleled in our industry.
They got great soup and everything. Soup and sandwiches, that's the place to go.
Hot pastrami, the Italian, and the ham and cheese. Those are my top 3 picks at Togo's. Roast beef isn't bad either. Now, I'm ready for it. It's Friday. Brendan Theaters, Running Scared with Paul Walker. Pink Panther with Steve Martin, and Date Movie with Allison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother and the American Pie movies.
I'll go see anything with Beyonce in it.
Beyonce, what's she in?
Pink Panther.
She's in the Pink Panther. She was in the Austin Powers movie.
Also,
right?
yes. Yeah. Sings, dance, and, well, just looks pretty.
Just looks good. Brentwood Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep in Brentwood for all your deals on Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeeps. Freshy Air Systems is our sponsor for the last 4 minutes of the third quarter. 9-point lead for San Ramon. They kind of lost it here a little bit, Tony. They only have 5 points here in this quarter.
Still within striking distance. Just a 9-point deficit.
Waylon Wilson to Appel, and this is where they're going to go because, Adams, though, a great defensive play with 3 fouls, the block, and then the rebound.
Boy, I didn't think Adams would be able to get up to block that ball, Dan. And still, that ball just left a little bit low by Appel. If he picks it up a little bit, he'll be able to get it over Adams every time.
Davies went baseline. He was blocked underneath by Cavalli, and Monte Vista can cut the lead from 9 here if they can convert.
So even though Adams hasn't had a great scoring night, Dan, he's doing some of the other things.
Waylon's having a big second half. He has 4 points in the third quarter, 9 for the game, 41-34. So Monte Vista hanging around, Tony.
Yeah, Waylon doing a good job just keeping his team in this game. Without his scoring, they would pretty much be sunk here in this third quarter.
Here's Fuka into the teeth of the zone. Adams from 15. Good. So Adams now with 9. His first bucket here in the second half, 43-34.
He uses that stutter step very well. I think the defense thinks, Dan, that he's going to drive or put the ball back on the floor, and then he just elevates over everybody else and is able to knock the shot down, even though the defense is fairly close to him.
Waylon, Cavalli underneath Higgins, guarded by Carrick, spins to the bucket. Nice move.
Boy, Carrick tried to stay with him, but every time Higgins moved, he kind of gives him just a little bit of a shoulder with those quick feet. Carrick is forced to back up, and then Higgins able to create space for himself to get that basket.
Carrick at the foul line, slashing to the bucket, and he's fouled.
Boy, Carrick made the nice move to get around, and then Appel looked like he recovered nicely, Dan, but then caught a piece of the arm, and that's why the whistle blew. Take another look here, makes a nice quick move, gets around Appel, and then Appel's going to make a nice recovery, Dan, but there is that arm right on that right shoulder, and that's a good call. And now Carrick to the free throw line for San Ramon.
Here's a good shot of Mike in the ball game tonight, 11 points all in the first half. This would be his first point here in the third quarter, and he misses the free throw. 2:17 to go, third quarter. If Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon were here, we could come up with a "it's so hot" type of joke. It is very warm in this gym.
Here we are
us up at the
in
very
the crowd.
top. Yeah, they put us at the very top of the gym. It's a good place for us. Carrig, 12 points and an 8-point lead, and that was a mess. I don't know if that was a foul or a screen that went wrong, but something went wrong there. Wilson, pull up from 10, misses. Higgins flying inside, and a nice rebound by Wilson.
And then
I don't think that was traveling.
Wow.
I don't think that one was traveling.
I didn't think he had possession to be able to travel with the ball.
No, I thought he had to have it first. That was a close call, but I don't think he had it on the first step, and then he stopped himself. So we'll take a look at it right here.
Take another look.
See, he bounces the ball. Now let's look. See, I don't see a travel there.
Got to have possession to travel with the ball. That was very close right there. Lob pass.
Lob to Adams, backdoor, beautiful alley-oop. Adams has 11, and it's a 10-point lead.
Well, the pass was great, Dan. Also, Adams able to hang in the air. He doesn't have to come back down to the floor and then put the shot back up. He can kind of hang in there and then score all in one motion.
Wilson with a beautiful spin move to the bucket, and he has 7.
And Dan, we have some serious athletes here on the floor tonight. Guys hopping around with great leaps, great spin moves, and a lot of guys, Dan, with flat out just polished post games here tonight.
8-point lead for San Ramon, 1:12 to go in the third quarter. Monte Vista probably needs to cut this down to 4 or 5 here to feel pretty confident going into the fourth quarter they can make a comeback. Carrick down the lane, no good. Appel to rebound.
And Appel really changed that shot. When Carrick got into the lane, he looked like he was open, and then all of a sudden there was Appel blocking the hoop.
That's Phil Albrecht back in the ball game, his first bucket. It's 46-40, and the Monte Vista sideline is awake finally here in the third quarter.
Yeah, the lead had been as many as 12, now cut down to 6.
And a foul on the play. They had Davies trapped in the corner over here, but there was a foul.
Take another look at that lob pass. Oh, I thought that was a lob pass going inside to Adams, but this is one in the corner, and there's a foul when they really had great defensive position. You hate to foul in a situation like that when you know if they pass out of that, chances are it won't be a very good pass, but then unfortunately you give up the foul and they blow the whistle.
Fouls on Albrecht, his first personal 13 foul on the Mustangs. 42 seconds to go, third quarter, 46-40 San Ramon.
Monte Vista still in that zone defense, Dan, but San Ramon has been able to get inside, and they get the open shot here.
Davies buries a 3 from the far corner.
Well, you want to get a team out of a zone defense, Dan, the quickest way to do that is bury your outside shots. San Ramon did right there.
Fenley back in the ball game. Little flip hook is good. Fenley with a bucket. Gould and Davies. Gould and Davies have the threes. Bench players for San Ramon in that zone as well. Gould's back out there as well here. 7 seconds to go, third quarter. We're not going to take a break. We're going to stay right here with you and talk a little bit about the fourth quarter coming up. Down the lane, runner missed, and that's it. 49-42. So while I tally up the stats, I'm going to let Tony talk a little bit about the third quarter and what has to happen in the fourth.
You see, look at that zone there by San Ramon, or rather by Monte Vista, and still San Ramon is able to penetrate inside, Dan, and get some quality shots. They got some contested shots there. But unfortunately, Dan, for Monte Vista, when the ball has been kicked out against that zone defense, that's when you have to have that closeout. When you don't have it, you give up that outside shot, which is what you're looking to do when you're playing a zone, but you never want them to have that open of a shot, because usually the guys of this caliber are going to knock them down, and the Wolves have been doing just that. There you see the crowd. The Wolves lead it by 7. Take a look here. This one is going to come out, and this is going to be that traveling call. Let's see it. Well, you know, Dan, maybe he did have possession there and then put the ball back down, so maybe that was a good call. On the first couple of looks that we had, it certainly didn't look like he had possession, but the last one, maybe he did.
Purchase your copy of this game, UPS shipping included, $25. Call 933-6264. Ask for Metal Matt. Game of the week at Comcast.net for your emails. And after tonight's game, Metal Matt will have another CC Rock. And there it is, Jolynn Turner, the great ex-lead singer for Deep Purple and Rainbow, who was in the Bay Area back in November. And I just talked to his manager today on the phone, booking some summer shows, Jolynn Turner. Might see him again here in the Bay Area.
God, I just don't get enough of 70s hard rock.
No, absolutely not. There is no such thing. Here's the score by quarters for you. You can see there in the third quarter, Monte Vista outscored San Ramon 16-13. It's 49-42 49-42 here as we head to the fourth quarter, and we're ready to go. GamePod Combat Airsoft for the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter here. Our great sponsors. Don't forget to go out and patronize all of our great sponsors of the Comcast Game of the Week. Pass inside to Fenley, tipped away, and a turnover to start the fourth quarter. Ahead, this is Carrick. Into the lane, back out on top, Fuca, and he'll slow everything down here with a 7-point San Ramon lead. Now, once again, to explain to everyone, San Ramon wins. They tie Monte Vista for the championship in the EBAL, but they get the automatic berth because they won the second meeting, which we're watching right now. Monte Vista wins. They win outright. There's a kick that no one saw, but at least Monte Vista got the ball. I thought they might have missed that as well.
But at least they're saying it's probably not intentional, but obviously should have been a kick ball. Here, take another look. Higgins with it. Make a pass. It looked like it went right off the back of the foot.
And there's an offensive foul on Cavalli down low.
Setting an illegal screen that time, using a little bit too much of a bump. And Monte Vista turns it over. San Ramon with the ball back down at a 7-point lead.
They just haven't been able to make that run to get it to where you're kind of afraid of what's happening. 2005 North Coast Section Football Championships are on Comcast On Demand. You might remember those great games that we did back in December. Long shot missed by Davies. Higgins the rebound. Ahead Monte Vista, down 7 to Cavalli to the bucket.
Boy, those long rebounds are dangerous against either one of these teams, but particularly Monte Vista. When they get that long rebound and they're already in motion, they're a very fast team in transition. They get the offensive bucket on the transition that time.
Tappan, who's back in the ball game, little flip shot, no good. Fouls on Fenley, number 11, who's in the ball game.
Got to be impressed with Tappan's post move, Dan. Even falling down, he's able to get a good look at the basket anyway. Take another look here. Going to make that move, going to take the bump. Falling down, Dan still makes a nice effort. Nearly a 3-point opportunity for San Ramon.
Tappan has 9. He has not scored since the first half, and now he has 10. And a 6-point lead for San Ramon.
He's one of those guys, if you're a post defender, you hate to guard because you stop the first and second move. He's coming back at you with a third and fourth.
Tappan playing his last league game here as a member of the Wolves. He's a senior. Adams will graduate as well as Carrick, and John Rayner will be looking for some talent next year to bring up to the varsity. 51-44, 6:38 to play. Fenley on Tappan.
And
he's fouled, it counts, and it's the 4th foul on Tappan.
Chance now here for a Wolves 3-point play. And Tappan, I'm sure he's going to have to come out of the ball game at least here for a few minutes, Dan, with that 4th foul. Take another look. They go inside the post. Nice spin, a little bit of a bump. Not much of a bump, but enough to get the whistle to blow. And let's see if they can complete the 3-point play.
Fenley misses. The rebound is on the floor. Higgins has it.
Boy, no foul call there.
Cavalli for 3, no good. Tipped, and San Ramon, well, that could have really changed the complexion of this ball game. Still a 5-point lead, 6:23 to go. Tappan still on the floor with 4 fouls, but I can see a San Ramon reserve ready to come in, I'm sure, for Tappan here. Carrick nearly throws the ball out of bounds. Fuca made a nice recovery there. Carrick for 3, no good. Tipped, and a nice rebound. Tappan to the bucket, score! Sheridan has 13.
That guy is just money around the basket, Dan. That was a pretty little right-handed hook with a defender right in his face.
With 4 fouls. Higgins to the bucket. No defense that time. Too many guys with too many fouls on the floor. And it's 53-48. Timeout. And I'm sure that Odrabanak will come back in now for Tappan here with 5:43 to play. They're going to have to watch that situation. Adams has 3 fouls, a 5-point lead, and a fantastic basketball game atmosphere, whatever you want to say tonight, Tony.
Coach Powers, Dan, going for his first league championship. Now, as you said, no matter what happens tonight, they'll get at least a share of it, trying to win it outright. But the first one for this club since 1998, the year before Powers got here.
Brentwood Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep. Out in Brentwood on Highway 4 for all your great deals on the cars out there in Brentwood. I was just watching some of the action out on the floor. We got students out on the floor and craziness going on. Soccer Magic, that's in Walnut Creek. You can get your jerseys in there, any of your soccer equipment. I think a couple of people have been ejected out here. Some of the students out on the floor. wearing the 6th man jerseys. I'm telling you, this place is just like one slam dunk away from a riot.
And it's okay if you storm the floor here, but the game has to be over.
That is a big help. San Ramon with the ball. 5.5 minutes to go in this one. 5-point lead. Tappan on the bench with 4 fouls. Carrick to Adams. Adams has 3 fouls. Davies had an open 3. Pulls up from 20. Misses. Rebound. There was a push-off on Cavalli. That's a good call. I saw it from here.
And working against Adams that time. Adams looking to get good position. Cavalli just puts out his arm, pushes him away a little bit, and that's what threw the whistle.
Second personal on Cavalli.
Take a little look.
Here's the shot. Now watch underneath here, Tony.
Nice play to get movement there. Get some room, and then
well, you
just
can
before
see
we saw that,
the separation
there.
Underneath Adams. Oh, rejected by Higgins.
Oh, what a play by Higgins, and now we have a foul.
And it's on Carrick, another important player for San Ramon.
Boy, Adams right at point-blank range, and Higgins denies him with a quick leap to the ball, able to knock it away. And look at that, right from behind and to prevent the basket. And Higgins was in front of the defense that time, going right to the cup, and Higgins able to deny the layup.
5-point San Ramon lead with about 5 minutes to go in this one. Monte Vista could use a bucket, get it down into that 3-point range. This is Finley, guarded by Adams. Post move, little hook. Oh, what a move by Finley over Adams. Wow.
And that's more of that good post play, Dan. You keep that feet moving, they'll let you get away with a little bit of bumping. They did that time. Finley able to put the ball up and over Adams for the score.
3-point game, 4:43 to play. Although both of these teams, I'm sure, will be playing next week in the Division I playoffs. Might even see one of them next Friday night against the Big Green Machine. You never know. 3 by Fuca is missed and out of bounds. Monte Vista can cut it to either 1 or tie with a 3 here, Tony.
Great position for Monte Vista. Able to battle back, Dan. They're very, like I said, they're a very resilient team, and when things don't go well, they're able to stay with it.
Good pressure in the backcourt by Fuca. Whalen now controls for Monte Vista. He'll drive down the lane. He's fouled by Fuca. That is the 6th team foul on San Ramon, so they'll have 1 more before the bonus.
Going to look for the drive here, Dan. And really, there's the contact. And unfortunately for San Ramon, they had the double team coming over there. They were going to force that ball out. Instead, the whistle blows anyway, and they pick up another team foul.
Good pressure by San Ramon. They have to get it in. They finally do. That's Albrecht with the ball. Good defense again, Whalen. This is Finley. Back to Whalen. 24 seconds on the shot clock, 4:08 on the game clock. Higgins is open from 15. Misses. The rebound tipped, and ahead comes Carrick. 3 on 2. Davies to the bucket. Left hand, he's fouled. It counts. What a play. As Davies, who's a sophomore off the bench, has 5 and one of the biggest baskets of the ball game.
Well, we talked about these teams both like to run that fast break, and they're both better open court teams than they are half court teams. And look at that no-look pass to get the ball on the wing. There's the layup and a foul, and a chance for a San Ramon 3-point play.
And the chant from the crowd is he's a sophomore.
Well, they almost knocked over our table, our camera, everything, Dan.
55-50, right at the 4-minute mark here of the 4th quarter. Unbelievable ball game. The foul was on Wilson. Joel is okay down on the baseline. Yep, they threw water at Joel earlier, which is probably just a start for what we really need to throw at Joel.
He probably could have used a bath.
Knowing Joel, he could.
I wish they'd throw water at me right now. It's pretty warm up here, Dan.
Yeah, I could just about jump into the swimming pool out back after the ball game. Of course, one of the interesting notes about Joel you might want to know, he works in the scoreboard at Pac Bell SBC AT&T Park, whatever they're calling it this year for the Giants.
He does camera work for all the big teams around here.
Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead, 1-800-NO-DUMPING. You know, Mr. Funnelhead's a big fit. In the last 4 minutes of the 4th quarter, I want to thank them. I'll tell you a little story about Mr. Funnelhead, a big fixture at the Contra Costa Fair, and I just got word Starship with Mickey Thomas at the fair this year.
The Starship?
Yes.
Oh, I used to love them. They're still around, huh?
Yes, they'll be there. Whalen to the bucket. Oh, what a move by Whalen over Adams. He has 11, 56-52.
Boy, and I'll tell you, maybe Adams had to pull up just a little bit, but still there was some contact, and very fortunate for the Wolves, Adams wasn't called for another foul.
San Ramon probably wants to think about running as much time off the clock as they can. Tappan, who's back in the ball game. Davies, the sophomore, misses. Rebound inside, pulled by Tappan, and they'll bring it back out on top.
Boy, Monte Vista, no defensive rebounding that time. Adams and Tappan were the only two players there to get that ball, and the Wolves get another possession, Dan, and they can run some more clock and maybe extend the 4-point lead.
High post Tappan, looked like he traveled, and that's the call. He stopped and then extended that pivot foot one more step. That's a good call.
I think he just slid it a little bit too much, Dan, and that draws the whistle. And I'm very fortunate for Monte Vista that they come back with the basketball, still trailing only by 4, with plenty of time to go here, Dan, over 3 minutes.
Wilson will control the ball, high post. Fenley's out there with Higgins, Albrecht, and this is Whalen. Fuka, Carrick, Adams, Tappan, and Davies for the Wolves. Long shot, Whalen missed. Rebound, Fenley. Back out on top to Albrecht. They'll set up again. I think they need a better shot than that, Tony.
You know, it's been one of the problems with this team all year, Dan. They will take that ill-advised shot. As we have to travel in here and they turn it over, they will take that ill-advised shot a little too early in the shot clock, something that Coach Powers wanted them to be a little more consistent with. Better in the open floor, Dan, than they are in the half court. Take another look. Here's the travel, and the Wolves have it back.
4-point lead, 26 on the shot clock, 2:23 on the game clock. Working it around the perimeter. This is Carrick. He'll just take his time. Fuka to Tappan, and they'll bring it back out. Fuka drives baseline, gets kind of caught. Back on top, Carrick looked like he traveled. Forces a long one, no good. Adams over the back, inside. It's a good thing Monte Vista got that ball because Adams definitely fouled Fenley on that. He had his arm around him for about 5 seconds.
And I'll tell you, Dan, I thought he was close to fouling at the other end, and that time I thought he's for sure committed a foul that time. He had his arms all over the shoulders.
Now watch this right here. I think that's a foul.
Yeah, he's grabbing him and everything.
That might get a 3 count in the WWE, actually, as well.
So the officials don't want to blow the whistles here right now, especially against those stars. Going to let some of those things go, and that's probably a good thing to do. But that last time, Dan, yeah, they probably should have blown the whistle on that one.
Under 2 minutes to play. 4-point lead for San Ramon. Monte Vista with the ball. Who will hit the big shot here? That looked like
Adams pushed that time.
It did, and another turnover.
And the officials are being very kind to Mr. Adams here the last few possessions, Dan, because he could have been called for at least 2, maybe 3 fouls here in the last couple of minutes. Was called for none, and now we have a timeout by San Ramon.
1:34 to go. I'm kind of surprised DePell's not in the game.
I am. He's doing such a great job defensively in there. Really using all that size, really confusing Adams, but still they haven't done too bad against Adams defensively, no matter who's been guarding him.
You know, Tony, the big question now is, of course, as one of the coaches pointed out to me, not that anyone wanted to look past this game, but you look ahead of the playoffs. The whole point is to get to next Saturday. Which if you get to Saturday, you get a NorCal berth. That means you don't want to play De La Salle on Friday night. Do you think either of these teams can play and beat De La Salle?
Well, after I finally saw De La Salle lose in soccer, I'm going to say yes, because other than that, Dan, I've never seen them lose at anything. So I'm going to say nobody's going to have a chance to beat them, but you just never know. But you look at both these teams, Dan, and they're very, very talented. De La Salle, obviously a very talented team, but sometimes, you know, you get a couple of calls go your way, a couple of shots that drop for you when maybe other nights they wouldn't. They could stay close and beat that team. Sure, why not?
You know, Tony, I had a full bottle of water when we come up here. I know I haven't drank it all, but I think it's evaporated. Unbelievable. It's got to be about 170 degrees in this gym. Don't forget the soccer game. I know you saw one before this, and if you live on the Concord side of the hill, you will see one on Sunday at 3:30. It's the Monte Vista Richmond Championship North Coast Final. It will be played at Pinole Valley High School. About the time you're watching this, and by the magic of television, Tony will be there
I'll be out there.
Big week for me next week, Tony. Bon Jovi in town on Monday. The Sharks come back, thank God, after watching the USA play hockey on Tuesday.
Wow.
And the Cult on Wednesday. A big, big rock and roll hockey week for me, which is just the way I like it. And then Friday, we'll have the playoffs.
sports, rock and roll.
That's all there. That's all there is
Not
in life,
bad.
really. There's a few other things, but some of them we can't mention on family television. Yeah. Pizza was what I was thinking of. Here's Carrick with 1:25 to go. Monte Vista, 10 seconds down the shot clock. Monte Vista needs a stop. Oh, and I think he turned the ball over. A palming
call.
Wow. So the fouls aren't being called, but all the traveling and palming in the world is being called right now.
You know, San Ramon could probably complain. Well, maybe he did. That's actually a pretty good
I'm not
call.
saying he didn't, but it's just kind of funny how no fouls, but a lot of violations. Here's Finley, guarded by Adams. They're trying to get the ball to Higgins, guarded by Carrick. Uses a Finley pick, goes baseline, stops to the bucket. Oh, and they called him for traveling on a basket with 1:04 to go.
Boy, I thought he had a chance to give the ball up to a cutter coming to the basket too, Dan. Here's that help defense on the baseline. Higgins going all the way in. Looked like he had a player behind him. Had a great chance to take it all the way in, just took too many steps.
Timeout on the floor. Let's recap that call, though. Probably traveling in high school, might have been traveling in college, not traveling in the NBA. No, and Rod Higgins can attest that his dad, who's standing over there in the corner.
And you can understand why they do it sometimes, Dan, because they want to let the stars shine. They want to let them make the great plays. Let's see, does he travel?
We can't really tell.
Tough to tell right there where his feet were, but he took 2 steps and stops and then maybe skipped that other foot before he went up for the shot.
Now here's some interesting strategy that has to come our way. We might be able to see it here. I don't know. Tough call.
We need the floor cam to see where the feet are.
When do you foul here, Tony? If you're a Monte Vista, you have 4 points. You got to make up at least. You put them on the line, and it's just be a one-on-one bonus. Both teams have 6 fouls. Obviously, if they miss, but there's only a minute left. You can't let them burn another 35 seconds, I don't think, off this clock.
You know, I really just try to play defense here and see what happens first. Let them get in the half-court set. If they're able to get in the half-court set, then I'd say go ahead and foul them and see if they can earn it from that charity strike.
Pretty good foul shooters on the floor for San Ramon. This is Fuca. Carrick, double teamed. Oh, and a kick. And see, now they get a new shot clock, so they're going to have to foul now.
I'll tell you what, Dan, you go for the foul initially here, and if you don't get it, take a look here. We have a pass and then a kick ball, and there it is. And go for the foul initially. If you don't get it right away, go ahead and foul because you can't let them burn that much time off this clock.
Davies nearly lost the handle. Carrick across the center stripe. 44 seconds to go. Wilson has the ball. He's trying to call timeout, and they got it. They got it. They saw the coach call time. Wilson on the floor, and Monte Vista gets the ball back with 40 seconds to go down.
Unbelievable, Dan. Unbelievable. I said that they should have tried to play defense initially. They did that, but then they let it go a little bit longer, which I was surprised, and then they end up getting the turnover, and what a play to get the timeout. Wonderfully done there by, looks like Ben Wilson on the floor that time.
You know, always cracks me up as you see purchase your copy of tonight's game, $25, UPS shipping included. Call 933-6264. Always cracks me up, and this isn't really anything to do with the refs. It's just the way the game's called, always called that way. You can barely touch a guy and get a foul, but if you're laying on the ground, anything goes. Yeah. Guys jump on you, and it's almost like a fumble in football, you know.
Well, it's kind of that situation, Dan. If they're not sure that you have a true possession, you can't get fouled unless somebody hits you in the face or something.
It's tough. There's Omar. Remember, now Omar, when he was a junior, he was kind of a big gangly guy. He really learned how to handle the ball as a senior, and he was a fun guy to watch. You can see he's a big, happy kind of guy. Omar Sandman out at St. Mary's now. Their season almost over, but good future for them in the coming years.
Yeah, he really improved his footwork from that junior year to that senior year and really became a complete player.
We don't have to do much to get this crowd psyched up.
So Monte Vista going to get it back here, Dan, trailing by 4, but obviously this is a critical possession here. If they get the possession and get the shot, Dan, depending upon how much time they give up, they're going to have to foul as soon as San Ramon inbounds the ball the next time.
Inbounds to Higgins, 40 seconds to go. Monte Vista needs a basket desperately here, down by 4 points. Pulls up his dribble to Wilson. 32 seconds to go in the game. Higgins, a long 3. I don't think it got there. Finley inside with the rebound. Tipped away and a foul. And Finley will go to the line. It could be a one-on-one situation, though. He'll have to make these.
Big shots upcoming here, Dan. Take another look. Long 3 with a defender in his face. Shot won't go. But look at Fenley there with the rebound, nearly had it stripped. But then when they're chasing it, then they're going to call the foul. So Monte Vista has a chance to cut this to a 2-point game.
That's on Tappan, and he's gone. 5 fouls on number 44, Stephen Tappan, and he's a senior, and that's his final play as a senior here at San Ramon on this floor.
But of course,
unless they get a home game early next week.
But as you said, he will get some NCS play, so his high school career is still not over.
And he can't believe that the foul was called on him, but it was. And Tappan is fouled out of this ball game. So Fenley, who's a sophomore, who probably hasn't had to make shots like this in the YMCA leagues that he's been in the past.
These are
eighth grade league here in Danville.
And this will be a 1-on-1 situation, Dan. So he'll have to get the first to make a second. Have to get the first to get the second. But still, if you're Monte Vista, you can't ask for a better situation, having trailed by 4 this last couple of minutes, to come down to this situation only down by 4 and a chance to cut it to 2.
Don't forget Paramount Technology, located behind Tower Records, for all your computer needs. We're a great friend of the program here on the Comcast Game of the Week. It's a 1-on-1 situation. Fenley has to hit both of these to give the Mustangs a chance.
And the Wolves will have to make sure to block out if this shot is missed.
Fenley misses the free throw. Higgins had the rebound. O'Dravenak came from behind. And
they got to foul, Dan. They've got to foul quickly here.
And they fouled Fuka. It was Fenley, and this one could be over. 18 seconds to go.
Well, I told you the Wolves had to block out. They didn't, but they're able to get the steal anyway and get possession back. That was critical.
I don't know if we have a look at that, but Higgins had this rebound. O'Dravenak made a huge play. Right there.
Yeah, Higgins had that rebound. O'Dravenak came up right behind and stole it away. And that is a huge play here. And let's see if Fuka here can knock down these foul shots.
Fuka has 10 points. All but 3 of them were scored in the first half. He had a big 3 to open the third quarter. Hasn't scored since then. Needs to make this one. And the second would give San Ramon a 6-point lead. Fuka misses. The ball's up in the air, and it's on the ground, and that's a travel as O'Dravenak fell down with 16 seconds to go, and Monte Vista has more lives than Morris the Cat.
Unbelievable. They're still alive in this game, Dan, but this is going to have to be a very abbreviated possession here. They're going to have to get the ball into that front court and get a shot out very quickly.
Higgins with the ball, guarded by Carrick. Will go to the basket, and he misses a layup. Oh my, and it's tipped out of bounds, but it's Monte Vista's ball. Was tipped off O'Dravenak.
Unbelievable.
9 seconds to go. Once again, I think they've got 2 lives left, and then they'll be dead irregardless. You only get 9.
They're playing Matador defense right there. They're figuring if he scores, we're still up by 2. But somehow Monte Vista ends up with the ball anyway.
Higgins hits! Higgins hits a 15-footer. He has 16. Timeout Monte Vista, 5.7 seconds to go. 56-54. Unbelievable, Tony.
So now watch this inbound play, Dan. This is going to be absolutely crucial. And if you're the Mustangs, you're going to go for that steal. There's Higgins just wide open there, Dan. Absolutely no defense. And even though you got that the 2-basket lead, if you're San Ramon, you don't want to make it that easy to score that one. Right off the inbound, the star player, Higgins, is wide open, too wide open if you're that San Ramon defense. But here on the inbound, Dan, again, the same situation. You try to get the steal. If you don't get it, you got to foul immediately and hope they miss free throws at the other end.
56-54. Everything you could ask for in a high school basketball game here tonight. The last time these two teams played at Monte Vista in a similar situation, Monte Vista won by 3.
50-47, last several seconds of the game, and it was Higgins who had come up with that big shot to win it.
Here we are once again, and it's a 2-point game. San Ramon will have to inbound the ball under their bucket. I'm sure Monte Vista will play for a steal. Now, Tony, I'm pretty sure in high school you can't foul before the ball's inbounded. It's a 2-shot foul. So they have to wait till it's at least touched. I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
And one of the big keys is the guy that's guarding the inbounder, hopefully, if you're Monte Vista, can get a hand on this ball or force a tough shot, a tough entry pass, and maybe you can come up with a quick steal. And they're actually not going to guard the inbounder. I'm very surprised to see that.
Davies is fouled with 4.4 seconds to go. So the sophomore in the ball game, has 6 points, and once again, just like Fenley, I don't know if Davies has had 2 pressure free throws to make like this in his previous basketball career.
But this one, he might be able to relax a little bit knowing that they've got the lead, but at least one of these shots, and then only a miracle shot at the end can only tie you if you're San Ramon.
Coach Powers has informed Higgins what to do here, whether they have a timeout or not, if they get a rebound. Davies at the line. It's a 1-and-1 bonus situation. The free throw is up. It's no good. It's tipped away and out of bounds.
And who's going to get it?
Off of Carrick. It's Monte Vista's ball with 2.1 seconds to go. They'll need a miracle, Tony, but they got the ball back, if you can believe it.
And Dan, how many times has Monte Vista been so close to being out of this ball game? And here, with what, 2.1 seconds to go, they still have a chance here with a throw, a last-second throw here before the buzzer.
Unbelievable. San Ramon calls timeout. That shot was missed. Carrick tipped it out of bounds. At first, it looked like they were going to give it to San Ramon, but it was clearly off Carrick. Don't forget the Comcast Game of the Week. And our sponsors encourage you to support high school athletics. We're looking for sponsors for the spring program that we have coming up, our schedule. So give Matt a call at 933-6264. Don't forget, next week we'll have a soccer championship for you on some of our stations, and we'll all on a replay basis, and we'll also have a new basketball playoff game for you. It'll probably be a North Coast Section Division I boys game, but it could fall to Division II or even a girls game, depending on where Carondelet ends up.
In any event, it's going to be exciting playoff action. Take a look at this last one. It'll be a one-on-one situation and the miss. And then somehow, some way, Monte Vista is going to end up with possession. Higgins had it. It looked like a touch pass, and then obviously clearly off Carrick as he chases it toward the sideline. So Monte Vista still with some life here. 2.1 to go here in the fourth.
Monte Vista actually got lucky there because another inch or two, that ball could have been at least saved, and the 2 seconds might have ran off in all the confusion. 2.1 to go. Wilson will inbound as Monte Vista heads to our left. They're probably going to have to look for some sort of slasher or some sort of pick here. They don't have much of a choice. They inbound the ball to Appel. Higgins, a 3 at the buzzer. No good. It's over. Wait a minute. What happened? No, the buzzer went. There was a rebound at the buzzer, and the refs ran off the floor. Let's get a replay of this. San Ramon is going crazy, but Tony, a lot of people on the floor think Monte Vista made that basket.
Boy, Higgins with that last throw, Dan, clearly short.
Let's see this. I think it's zeros.
Well, you figure with 2.1 seconds, they didn't have time to get a rebound in that situation, put it back up. But that's how close that game was, Dan. About a half-second difference from being a tie ball game at the end of regulation, and here it is.
No, I think the clock's at 0, so that's good. 56-54, unbelievable. San Ramon celebrates. Monte Vista is not happy after that last call, but I think it was the right call. The refs left. You can see that they're at zeros right there, but that close, Tony.
If there had been 3.1 seconds to go, that probably would have been good, but 2.1 seconds, not enough time, and there's Omar.
He's celebrating with his former teammates. We're going to take a break. 56-54, San Ramon, in an exciting game tonight, and we'll be back with our player of the game stats and highlights. Wrap it up after this on Comcast.
Hi, I'm Rob from Central Tune-Up. Check this out. Oil filter crusher. Did you know that every drained used oil filter that comes off your car still contains up to a cup of used oil? That used oil can destroy our environment and water supply. Do the right thing and place your used oil filter in a clear Ziploc bag and place it on the curb with the rest of the recyclable items. If your city does not have curbside used oil recycling, take it to your nearest certified used oil and filter recycling center. Call ahead for hours and the amount accepted. What more, if all the oil filters that were sold yearly in the United States were recycled, you would have enough steel to build 16 pro sports stadiums. Be good to the earth. Recycle your used oil and filters for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazay invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazay. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Is your laptop or home computer driving you crazy? Paramount Technology of Concord has the answers. Located behind Tower Records in Concord, Paramount Technology has it all. Quick in-house laptop repair and servicing, mobile computer service calls, and great customer service for those wishing to have a computer made to your specifications. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today's computer world. That's Paramount Technology of Concord at 1252 Diamond Boulevard in Concord, the computer wizards of Contra Costa.
Welcome to Clayton Mind and Body Connections, located in charming downtown Clayton, California. Our massage therapists have combined experience of over 25 years. We offer a variety of body treatments to detoxify and soften the skin and to de-stress and deeply relax the whole person. Our esthetician offers a selection of facials that address various skin needs from deep cleansing to acne control. A touch of Napa in Clayton.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people.
Rocco's!
A part of your community.
Back at a very, not as hot San Ramon Jets because everyone left.
Everyone left.
Man, but it's still
20 degrees cooler now that everybody
now
left.
it's 130 as opposed to 150.
Here.
Unbelievable finish, though. 56-54 San Ramon. We just got through talking to Omar. He came up and said hello.
Said hello. Very nice to see him.
Nice to see him. Let's take a look at the highlights from the second half, and what a second half it was. Monte Vista came back in that second half, made a game of it.
Here's the lob pass, and there you see, doesn't have to go back down to the floor. Still can hang in the air and finish that play all in one motion. That is a big-time play right there.
Brandon Adams, 11 points tonight.
Stars did play very well, but other guys shine too.
Yeah, Wilson, nice spin move to the bucket there.
And Wilson showed good moves all night and great hustle getting on the floor for some loose balls.
Here's Tappan, who was our player of the game with 13 points. A lot of great moves like that one. Little skyhook inside.
And doing a lot of aggressive moves, Dan. And remember, he had 4 fouls at that point in the game. Had to be cautious, but was still able to make the nice moves and finish those plays. And there's Higgins taking the baseline. Nobody can take it away from him right there.
Looked like the bullfights in Mexico City on that one. Matador defense that time, as you mentioned earlier. Nice no-look pass to Davies, or a nice left-hand layup there.
Gotta love that no-look pass. When it works, it sure looks good.
And here's Appel, and there's the last play of the game. Right about there, the clock went off, but man, it was close, folks. Whalen nearly tied it with that little alley-oop, but the refs are running off the floor saying that's it. You can see the police coming on the floor to tell everyone that's it. The celebration began. Here's Tony and myself, a great game tonight. Let's tell you a little bit about the scoring. First for San Ramon, the winners, 13 points for Stephen Tappan, 12 for Mike Carrick, and 11 for Brandon Adams. That great senior trio played their last league home game here tonight, and congratulations to all of them for their league championship, the tie that they have now with Monte Vista. They'll get the berth. Here comes Stephen Tappan, so I think we're going to at least get him on here. That's nice to know, and we'll get him on here in a second. Tony's going to step away, and we'll finish the scoring recap. But Stephen Tappan, our player of the game. Hi, Stephen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. A spectacular game. How do you guys continue to play games like this with this team? Is it just the way the rivalry is?
Yeah. This is our style of basketball. We like to play hard in every game, no matter who it is. If it's Monte Vista, if it's Foothill, no matter who it is, we're going to play hard every time.
What do you think? Would you like to give an assist to your fans tonight? I mean, this is a spectacular student body.
Yeah. Our coach has been saying it all year. This is probably the best student body in the area. We draw fans every night. This isn't just because we're playing Monte Vista. This is because they love to watch us play basketball.
Well, you're the player of the game, by the way, just so I thought I'd let you know. One of the things we were impressed with tonight, at 6'3", working down low against these bigger guys, you have some great moves down low. Part of your game that you've worked on over the years as you came into your senior year?
Yeah, definitely. Last year we had some big bodies. I got really good at that. My brother's 6'6", Omar's almost 7 feet tall, and they helped me throughout my high school career to get to this point, and I got to thank both of them.
I just mentioned that you and Adams and Carrick played your last league game tonight.
Yeah.
Kind of bittersweet, but you will be in the playoffs next week. You'll probably have a home game next week, so you will get to play here once again, now with the victory. But, of course, down the line a little bit, looking ahead, I know you don't want to, but the big green machine's out there. Now, have you seen or heard much about De La Salle and what you'll probably have to go through to get to a North Coast Section Championship again?
Yeah, I heard a little bit. I haven't seen them actually play. I have a couple friends on that team, but I know they're very good. They play a similar style to us. They play fundamental basketball. They like to play hard, and I think it'll be a great matchup with us. I've been wanting them all 4 years of my high school career. I haven't get to play them yet, so it'll be kind of sweet to play them maybe in the championship or down the road.
One more question before we let you go. Can this area survive perhaps another Monte Vista San Ramon game, which could happen if the playoffs fall the right way?
I mean, this league is every single team is good. There's a capability of playing anybody in the NCS. We might even see Foothill, and we might see Monte Vista again. It will be just as good a game as you saw tonight.
Well, congratulations on this great game in your senior season, and we'll hope to see you next week in the playoffs. Stephen Tappan, our player of the game. We'll bring Tony back in, 56-54, and we'll finish our scoring recap. Of course, our Brendan Theaters player of the game. Brendan Theaters, movie magic in Concord and Pittsburgh, Running Scared with Paul Walker started there this week. There's Brendan Theaters, and there's Stephen. Great game, nice kid, and congratulations to him. Tony, we were talking about the scoring. We had mentioned Tappan with 13, Carrick with 12, 11 for Adams, 10 for Fuca, so very balanced scoring for San Ramon tonight. 6 points tonight for Dan Davies, the sophomore, and 2 for Jeff Gould. And excuse me, I think that was, maybe he only hit a 2. I only have 2 written down, and it totaled up. I thought maybe he hit a 3 over in the corner, but he did hit a long shot in the third quarter, and 2 for Odrabanek. 56 points for San Ramon, who finishes the regular season at 20-6 and 10-2 in the EBAL. Monte Vista got 16 points from all-league player Corey Higgins, the junior, and 11 from Ryan Whalen, the only 2 players in double figures. 9 for Mike Cavalli, 7 for Ben Wilson, 6 for Cameron Fenley with a great job off the bench. 3 points tonight for John Appel and 2 points for Phil Albrecht. 54 points for Bill Powers Mustangs. 19-7 overall, 10-2. It sounds like the San Ramon girls won, too. Is that the announcement they're making out here?
I think that's what it is.
So an exciting game and a great atmosphere, and I have to say that I hope Matt decides to come back next year for another visit to San Ramon.
And really, congratulations to both these teams, Dan, co-champions of the EBAL. The Mustangs could have had it outright, couldn't get the win here tonight, but perennial playoff teams back in the playoffs once again.
And it's amazing. There's 3 guys I can see. I think Damon Esper from the Chronicles here. 3 or 4 press talking to Brandon Adams. That's the kind of game we had here tonight.
I think High School Sports Focus is here, and Cal High Sports is here as well.
Us.
And Comcast Game of the Week.
The big 3. Okay. We're going to wrap it up, say goodnight to the great friends of the program here on the Comcast Game of the Week as we get ready for playoffs. And Tony gets ready to head over to Pinole.
Good luck. Soccer
Good luck
championship. Thank you very much.
Park in a lit area.
I didn't say that.
The Comcast Game of the Week brought to you by these great friends of the program. Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. All right, guys, it wasn't that funny. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Brendan Theaters in Concord of Pittsburgh. Movie Magic. There's Big Bruce from Chicago having a bad year with the Blackhawks. Velocity Sports Performance in Concord. Dolan's Lumber Doors and Windows. Togo's Great Sandwiches in Concord. Brentwood Dodge Chrysler and Jeep, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Images of 3 Hair Salon, Paramount Technology, Rock Bottom Records, Antioch Opticians, the New Mecca Cafe, Fitness 19, Lido's Barber Shop, Mazet Pontiac, Cadillac, Buick GMC, Ghost Cycles, Hertz Equipment Rental, GamePod, Combat Airsoft, and Soccer Magic. Don't forget, next week, folks, we'll have a playoff game for you. Check the Contra Costa Times for the matchup that we'll have to go through maybe 2 rounds to get to that matchup for next Friday night. They'll start the playoffs next Tuesday. If you're watching on Saturday, Sunday at 3:30, Monte Vista versus Richmond, North Coast section soccer for you. Next week, the basketball game, and in some areas, a replay of that soccer championship game. For Tony Schultz, this is Dan Wall reminding you of tonight's final score. San Ramon wins the EBAL, the co-championship. They get the automatic berth by winning the second game of the series this year. 56 for the Wolves, 54 for Monte Vista. This has been a high school sports production brought to you by Comcast and Walnut Creek. Thanks for watching.
So long, everybody.
Two-on-two quickly. Higgins will pull up and fire from 20 and hits. Higgins averages 20 a game. He had 26 against Amador the other night in a victory.
Easy in transition, but still the closeout by the Wolves was pretty good, but Higgins still able to knock down the jump shot.
Just a
get down, they're still able to overcome their mistakes and win ball games.
Higgins is on fire. A three-pointer. He has all 5, and it's 5-0. Just a minute and 7 seconds into the ball game. Hustle play misses, a putback, a Dravenot. So San Ramon seems to have the rebounding advantage, Tony.
And they get a steal here on the defensive end. Another chance here for the Wolves.
Carrick, left-hand glass, and San Ramon's come all the way back, and they have the lead. For San Ramon, Carrick will spin over Higgins, and Carrick has 6 in the first quarter, and it's 10-8 Wolves.
Boy, that was a real pretty move, Dan. Went into the key area near the free throw line, able to get a good open shot when it looked like the defense was there to take him. And they still couldn't take control of him as he's able to make the shot. Quite an accomplishment for Crondelet.
Adams drives. Oh, that was a tough shot. And Adams puts it in, his first basket of the ball game.
Dan, I don't know how he got that one up to the rim. The defense was right there, and somehow he snuck it by a pair of hands and got it up off the glass and home.
Looking for Higgins. Not a lot of movement from Monte Vista right now. 30 seconds to go, first quarter. A 3 for Cavalli is good. So Cavalli has 5, along with Higgins, each with 5. And, yes, and, wow, they all have 5. Fuka in the corner. Underneath to Tappan. Tappan, nice power move to the bucket. They do that nice.
Well, they just forgot about Tappan on the baseline. Looked like they were trading or chasing Adams the other way, and then Tappan just kind of flashed in there. He was all by himself. Was able to get back and make them set up the half-court offense.
One of the subs in now, Jordan Davis, number 11. Also out there, number 5, Phil Albrecht. And a nice pass to Higgins. And Higgins now with 8 points in the first half and a 19-18 Mustang lead.
Boy, and Cameron Fenley really kept that alive with some good hustle.
Adams guarded once again tightly by McFarland. Back to Adams, post up to the bucket. He's fouled again.
Now you notice, Dan, as soon as Appel, the tougher shot, Dan, that looked like it was going to be a gimme, but because of the defense, they make it a tougher shot and they don't get the basket.
Carrick with a circus move into the lane and a little flip roll for his 8th point here, and it's a 4-point lead.
Oh, Mike Carey, that was a pretty move, Dan. Now
big rebound.
And Adams may have changed that shot with a good closeout there and on the perimeter.
Tappan, little flip is good. He's fouled. It counts. Tappan with 8. Floater is missed. Davies pulls the rebound for San Ramon. Quickly ahead. Fuka will buy a 3. And he was awarded the 3.
All of a sudden, Dan, both teams are really starting to shoot the lights out, particularly San Ramon. They've hit a couple of three-pointers here recently.
Back to 11. Nice pass underneath to Cavalli, and Cavalli has 7, 35-26.
And that time, Dan, the help defense went and tried to trap the player on the baseline. They forgot all about Cavalli standing right under the basket. Keep the lights out, particularly San Ramon. They've hit a couple of three-pointers here recently.
Back to 11. Nice pass underneath to Cavalli, and Cavalli has 7, 35-26.
And that time, Dan, the help defense went and tried to trap the player on the baseline. They forgot all about Cavalli standing right under the basket.
Adams, no foul on that play. Here's Whalen back ahead, nearly lost the handle on, does lose the handle. And here's Davies, 3-on-1, ahead. Carrick to the bucket, score.
And credit Joey Fuka on the other end, Dan, for creating that steal and getting the Wolves running the other way, and they turn into a transition basket at the offensive end.
Carrick for Monte Vista.
And they're really bottling up Adams. They're fronting him, and they're on the post.
And a 3 for Fuka.
Adams is going to draw a lot of attention in there. That means the perimeter players will be open. And
bench.
And they are in his zone defense here, Dan. Trying to deny the inside.
Nice cutting pass to Gould. His first bucket. And Monte Vista's going to the offensive boards here.
But still, the interior defense pretty good, making those shots tough.
Appel just got the lip of the rim on the far side. His first bucket, he has 3. And Adams has to be careful now watching him with the 3 fouls.
And not only that, but that's just a tough one-on-one matchup for Adams. He's given away several inches to Appel, and Appel really can get that shot over him anytime he wants.
From 9 here if they can convert.
So even though Adams hasn't had a great scoring night, Dan, he's doing some of the other things.
Whalen's having a big second half. He has 4 points in the third quarter, 9 for the game, 41-34. So Monte Vista hanging around, Tony.
Yeah, Whalen doing
Whalen, Cavalli underneath Higgins, guarded by Carrick. Spins to the bucket. Nice move.
Boy, Carrick tried to stay with him, but every time Higgins moved, he kind of gives him just a little bit of a shoulder with those quick feet. Carrick is forced to back up, and then Higgins able to create space for himself to get that basket. Wow. Lob pass.
Lob to Adams, backdoor, beautiful alley-oop. Adams has 11, and it's a 10-point lead.
Well, the pass was great, Dan. Also, Adams able to hang in the air. He doesn't have to come back down to the floor and then put the shot back up. He can kind of hang in there and then score all in one motion.
Wilson with a beautiful spin move to the bucket, and he has 7.
And Dan, we have some serious athletes here on the floor tonight. Guys hopping around with great leaps, great spin moves, and a lot of guys, Dan, with flat out just polished post games here tonight.
Higgins the rebound. Ahead Monte Vista, down 7 to Cavalli to the bucket.
Boy, those long rebounds are dangerous against either one of these teams, but particularly Monte Vista. When they get that long rebound, Dan, they're already in motion. They're a very fast team in transition. They get the offensive bucket on the transition that time.
1:44, 6:38 to play. Finley tapping.
And
he's fouled, it counts, and it's the 4th foul on Tappan. Carrick for 3. No good. Tipped, and a nice rebound. Tappan to the bucket. Score! Tappan has 13.
That guy is just money around the basket, Dan. That was a pretty little right-handed hook with a defender right in his face.
With 4 fouls. Higgins to the bucket. No defense that time. Too many guys with too many fouls on the floor, and it's 53-48. Time. Post move. Little hook. Oh, what a move by Finley over Adams. Wow.
And that's more of that good post play, Dan. You keep that feet moving, they'll let you get away with a little bit of bumping. They did that time. Finley able to put the ball up and over Adams for the score.
This is Finley, guarded by Adams. Post move. Little hook. Oh, what a move by Finley over Adams. Wow.
And that's more of that good post.
Misses. The rebound tipped, and ahead comes Carrick. 3 on 2. Davies to the bucket. Left hand, he's fouled. It counts. What a play. As Davies, who's a sophomore off the bench, has 5 and one of the biggest.
Yeah, boy, I used to love them. They're still around, huh?
Yes, they'll be there. Whalen to the bucket. Oh, what a move by Whalen over Adams. He has 11, 56-52.
Boy, and I tell you, maybe Adams had to pull up just a little bit, but still there was some contact, and very fortunate for the Wolves, Adams wasn't called for another foul.
Gould inside there. Cavalli gets the rebound.
Nice job by Whalen to take it away from Gould, and then
Cavalli almost flasher or some sort of pick here. They don't have much of a choice. They inbound the ball to Appel. Higgins, a 3 at the buzzer. No good. It's over. Wait a minute. What happened? No, the buzzer went. There was a rebound at the buzzer, and the refs ran off the floor. Let's get a replay of this.
Such a funny formation here. So 4th down and long, they'll have to give it back to Miramonte and call upon their defense to get another stop. 9:26 counting in this game. They're going to fake it. They're going to throw it. They got a man open, and it's going to be caught for a first down. Yep. Kiko Batista, more 4th down magic as Kiko Batista picks up the first down. A big play for College Park, and they move the chains. And Steve, that's the 2nd time they've gone with the fake punt, and this time it works.
It really does. I thought there was a little pass interference on that play. It looked like he got there a little bit before it did, but no harm, no foul. Garcia caught the ball, and Coach Kepler's pulling more surprises out of his sack. What's his fake here?
He faked like the ball was being snapped over his head, and give that guy an Academy Award or at least a Golden Globe.
Something.
Very well done. 15 yards on the gain for College Park. 1st and 10 at the Matador 45. York back to pass, throws. This ball is complete to the outside. And the catch is made there by Casey Goonan, the sophomore wide receiver, makes the play.
A gain of
14. You see Casey.
Gain of 14. That's going to move the chains, Tony. And Right here, it's just a two-step drop. Watch his two-step drop. 1, 2 to the outside. Watch his throw. Nice throw. I don't know who he was going to. It looked like Fragerwood to get it, but, hey, he'll take it.
He had 2 wide receivers in the area and nearly a defender knocking that ball out of the air. But there's Goonan making the catch. And Robbie Conroy, number 3, came up to make the tackle. Back to pass this time. This one way over the head of Goonan, the intended receiver. Not even close that time. It'll bring up second down here for College Park.
What he did a slant, and he wanted him to do a go, and they just miscommunicated, and that's the results when you miscommunicate on a slant and a go.
Yeah, they're looking for some timing right there. It just wasn't happening on that play.
You could tell he just threw it before the guy even got there. Tried to do a little Peyton Manning. I'll just throw it over there, let Marvin Harrison run underneath it. But
all right, second down at 10. College Park keeping this drive alive with that fake punt. Now a handoff to the inside. Big hole up the middle, all the way. It's going to be Nathans for the touchdown for College Park. 33 yards on the touchdown for College Park. And Steve, they're right back in this ballgame. And look at their crowd enjoying this very, very much. And how about that? Daniel Rest Nathans, remember he fumbled that last time. You know, when they had a chance to cut the lead in half or cut the lead down to 1 score, he makes up for it here, gets the big play for the touchdown. It's 26-18. And here comes another PAT attempt for College Park. They haven't been successful on this yet. Let's see if they can knock this one through. 26-18, 8-point lead, and the kick is up. The kick is good, and the lead by Miramani just 7 points now, Steve, with still an eternity left at 8:15 here in the fourth quarter. Let's look at it again.
And right here, it's just right up the gut. Right here, and you know, they were stopping that for quite a while, but they found a little crease in it and paid dividends, and you know what? You can back up the trailer and unleash it because we're staying in the trailer park for a while. We got a game.
You talk about the guys up front. Brian Anderson, the center, really leading the charge for that offensive line. Dan Matheson, Zach Garcia, Mark Ornelas, and Nico Hunter up front doing a great job opening the hole that time. Paramount Technology located behind Tower Records in Concord, 825-4046. Mazay, Pontiac, Cadillac, and GMC now located in Pittsburgh's Auto Row, 685-1813. Roger Fernando Insurance, 3211A Crow Canyon Place, San Ramon, 244-1700, State Farm Insurance. There's Amorosa Antique and Floral also in there. Thanks to all of them to helping us, Steve, put on the game of the week. Couldn't do it without them.
Without them, we ain't here.
So that time, Nico Hunter on the approach. And for whatever reasons, he wanted to stop, or whistles blew, something. In any event, they're going to let College Park do this over again.
You can't have do-overs in football. What the heck's up with that?
Apparently they're
It's
getting
either a
one
penalty
here.
or not. What's going on here?
Here's the kickoff, and nobody home. This ball going to bounce at about the 19-yard line. Lowry picks it up there.
The last guy,
the 25 to about the 26-yard line. So he picks up 7 yards on the return. Miramani will set up shop there, 1st and 10. Amorosa Antique and Floral, 204 G Street in the historic Antioch Rivertown District. Diablo Auto Sales of Antioch, 1006 West 10th Street, 522-8300. Purchase your copy of this game, UPS shipping included, $25, 933-6264. Give us a call. Back to pass, flags fly, and the quarterback is going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Vasilov's thrown for a loss, but let's check the penalty. Maybe College Park was offsides, but we'll wait and see. Officials talk it over here.
Illegal formation, green.
So that'll go against Miramani. Let's take the replay. So Miramani, actually, they're going to take the play instead, which is a very smart deal. And there's Nico Hunter on the sack there. So they'll take the loss and the down rather than just take the yards and give Miramani that down over again.
And Tony,
so Nico picks up the sack.
They're in dangerous territory down here. They make a mistake down here, they're going to. It's really going to get interesting.
Yeah, College Park Once trailed by 18, now just trails by 7. Here's the rollout. Vasilas with some room. Hit, bang, stays on his feet, still on his feet, plowing toward the 40-yard line and very near a first down. So that was about 19, maybe 20 yards on that pickup.
As Howard Cosell would say, he's one tough cookie.
Boy, I'll tell you, he took a couple of shots that time, still able to stay on his feet, and here's another look.
Right here, we got a couple assassins right here going after him here, Tony. Boom. Here's one coming up. There you go. Whoop, whoop. Here's the other angle. And right, every time he fake punches, that means I'm going to run, and I'm trying to fake you out. But watch this. There's a nice shot. He spins. There's another shot. There's another shot to the back of the legs. And here comes some late dirty stuff by College Park. I like that.
Third down, less than a yard. Vasilas hands to the up back, and that is going to be a first down. Big number 66, Robert Sullivan, the lineman, in there as the fullback, and they wanted some beef on that play, Steve. They got it on the 3rd and short, and they converted it into a first down.
Well, this is the furnace. You got the refrigerator. This is the furnace. Okay, you got the house. You got the refrigerator. You got this is the furnace. I'm going to call him the furnace because he's as big as a furnace, and he's about as effective as a furnace.
All right, next week, Acalanes and Las Lomas. Next week, Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m. on the game of the week. Could be a battle for DFL supremacy. Miramati on first down. Fake pitch. Vasilas back under some pressure. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Does. Picks up close to 10 yards. Hit and banged down after he got across midfield, Steve. And very close to another Miramati first down. And boy, he is one tough runner, Steve. The first, the second hit, not having any impact as he picks up another big gain for the Mats.
And you said it perfect, Tony. Here's a replay. Oh, I don't know if we're going to get a replay or not. But, Tony, here it is right here. Here he gets flushed out. He's got a guy in pursuit of him. He goes for the knees. He doesn't get him. Watch how many guys. There's a nice kick-out block right there. But, wow. Look at that. He's spinning and turning and bumbling and tumbling.
You know, he picks up 9 yards there on that run.
Which should have been a 4-yard loss.
Should have been a loss. Good point. And he's got 157 yards for the game. Here's a pitch. Lowry going to the near side, picks up the first down, turns the corner, picks up about 7 or 8 more. Another first down for Miramati. And now tick down to 5:35. And the clock stopped here in the 4th quarter. And now really the Mats, the scoreboard, and the game clock working against College Park.
Yeah. Let's watch this stop and go, Tony. You're going to like this. Watch this pitch. Watch this little hiccup. Boom, boom. Look at that fake right there. You got to respect it because he's got such good moves. Man, I like this guy as a running back.
He picked up 7 yards, and number